All right, comments. Woohoo! All
We
right.
forgot we can do this when we're lazy. All right.
Yeah, so this is usually we like to try and get to comments, but like because we were doing a bunch of tier lists in a row and not bad One Piece opinions, we kind of just skimmed over them, or like sometimes we'd include like a couple people's ideas, but we didn't get to all of them because these videos took off more than I thought they would initially.
Mhm.
All right, so
Let's
let's
see.
start.
All right. The first one I found that we haven't addressed yet is my personal theory is that the One Piece is kind of like the treasure from National Treasure, where it's partially the hidden knowledge of the Void Century and a shit ton of treasure. I think that's a given.
Yeah, there has to be like again, there's some like story that they learned on Laugh Tale about Joy Boy,
But
so
there has to be actual riches too, because also Roger said he left something there.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
my
Roger could
theory I
just be
like.
lying and bullshitting.
Yeah, let's see here. Brooke dying should have been and already happened. That is a good meme that we did not think of.
That's a good point.
The D stands for Dawn. You do it with a don. I like that. Let's see here. Sabo might find Vivi before Morgans drops her off if he communicates Cobra's last words. That's a good point, actually. Sabo has Cobra's last words, so it's actually kind of important he meets with Vivi. That's a fair point.
Yeah, but it could be like it happens in an
No, it could be
unplanned
after,
way
obviously.
where
The
it's
order of
like,
events could change.
yeah.
Someone's trying to guess the theories that we couldn't read. Kaido went to Marineford because he thought Ace was Joy Boy. That is a theory that I am completely neutral on.
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't think so because they didn't announce that Ace was Roger's son.
Roger's kid, and it's like,
So
who
like,
told
how? Yeah.
Kaido?
So who told Kaido?
Oh yeah, here's one I'm actually going to disagree with. Blackroot's first devil fruit was the mythical Cerber should be dead in the water. The second Shamrock's sword turned into one. Shamrock's sword was not called a devil fruit. Oh shit, Puff! I actually shouldn't say that because the volume release fixed Gunko and Shamrock's names, so it might fix that too. Fuck, I should not say that until I check.
It would be very funny if it turns out that he had the Cerberus devil fruit, and it turns out there's something special or significant about Cerberuses,
That'd be
which is
funny.
why they wanted
Anyway,
Garling's like sword to be one.
um, let's see here. Oh yeah, they're pointing out that one theory is Laugh Tales inside a Sea King, which is funny, I
I
guess.
remember there was a special
Um,
where there was like they got eaten by a giant sea king and there was like treasure in there somewhere. That was kind of a fun idea.
all right. Roanoa D Zoro, Na D Me, Ga D Usopp, Vinsmoke D Sanji, call me Soba D Sanji, Tony D Chopper. That's very
Fire, fire.
good. Nico D Robin, Battle D Frankie, good. Sunny D Unleash the Power of the Sun, haha. Brooke D Jinbei and Jinbei D Brooke.
Yo,
Wonderful. We fused them.
dude, that is that a new ship? Is that a new top tier
Yes,
ship?
yes. Nefertari D VV, Kozuki D Odin, Keen D Emon, and Kozuki D Momonosuke. Zeus D Kaibat. I'm fucking. This is a good joke. This is a good comment. This comment's funny. Um, let's see here. If I remember right, the hey look, it's a girl in log on PSP. If I remember right, the Laugh Tale is named after Bing Sake because the final line of the song is well. No, I know the theory that Bing Sake is tied to Laugh Tale. We were just annoyed because Laugh Tale is Bing Sake. It's like what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, like we already have the song, right?
Luffy killing someone already happened. I assume this is a reference like in Impel Down. He may have kicked some guys into lava, but it's not clear. I think in the anime he definitely did, but I think in the manga it's more unclear.
Yeah, or if you want to take the movies as canon, he did kick Shiki into the ocean, so you have to you
No,
have to
but the
assume the
Marines went to
worst.
get him.
That's true. Like they
And then I
always
guess
kind of leave
Luffy,
some
and then I
like
guess Luffy raids Impel Down, and she's there. um, you guys losing the One Piece mid. We did do that. Oh, there might be a memory bubble type. If Lily is, if Lily had Kuma's fruit, a memory bubble to see the Void Sentry could happen. But I think
Hmm.
this point, I don't like the whole we see the Void Sentry thing because then, like, what's the point of the fucking Poneglyph?
Yeah, that is completely true. Like having firsthand experience would like kind of like overshadow anything the Poneglyphs could give us, I think.
Let's see here. Zoro was Ryuma and Frankie was Vegapunk. Oh, this was like the peak of the like we're cycling time travel bullshit. That shit was hilarious. I like that era. Yeah, I know it's confirmed Ben Beckman killed Rockstar, but I don't like it. Or not, didn't kill. By killed Rockstar, I mean killed the Rockstar theory. The bastard.
Dude, I really do wish that like just kept it ambiguous as to who cut off Kid's arm because I really just want to pretend it's Rockstar. I want to pretend it was Rockstar who
The
did
way
it.
I see it, Big Mom might come back through her three homies as they're still a part of her. Oh, like she
Yeah, the
can do like
Horcruxes.
they're Horcruxes. That'd be funny. Luffy getting executed is the worst thing that can happen for the story. It is hard to think of a good version. Oh, Puff, like
Yeah.
a question for us. Question for Puff and Shiki. What is your number one favorite character in all of One Piece? For Puff, I assume it's probably Brook, and for Shiki, I assume it's either Sanji or Nami based on vibes and previous statements. Your favorite One Piece character is Brook.
Yeah, pretty much. I think he's the funniest, coolest, nicest guy. Like,
Mine's
like
just
if,
mine's just
if I had to like make a tier, like a top 10 list of who would I want to most make a video on, Brooke would probably not be on that list.
that's
But he's my
unfortunate.
favorite boy.
Hey,
I
that
love him
might
so much.
change after Elbaf.
Maybe.
Um, my favorite character, it kind of fluctuates every arc. I'm pretty picky, but I'll just like the easy answer is Luffy.
Yeah, I think like consistently my five favorite characters are like Brooke, Luffy, Sanji, Katakuri, and hmm.
What, Nami or Big Mom? One of
I
the
was
two.
I was gonna say like either Big Mom or Blackbeard.
That's fair. Dude, once Blackbeard actually gets to be the main villain, he might be my favorite character.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be
I
so
love
great.
villains
It's gonna
so
be
much.
so good.
Um, okay, this is about Cross Guild doing things. So the Cross Guild will go to Impel Down to get more members. Impel Down will be defended by Fujitora as well as S Croc, S Flamingo, and S Bat. That's a very fun fanfic idea. That's very cute. um, Dofi and Crocodile could face their Seraphim versions. Weevil's there. Um, Moria might join Cross Guild. It'd be neat. I don't know what's gonna happen to Moria now. I don't know where he's gonna go.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess
this is
Cross
a
Guild
this is,
is kind of like a convenient answer where it's like, oh, we're just
yeah.
gonna scoop up a
It's
lot
just
of
warlords. Who cares?
yeah.
But and then Hancock and Law joining Cross Guild. Yeah, Hancock really does kill the idea of every OG warlord joining Cross Guild. Because why the fuck would she do that?
Yeah, I know. Like I feel like she would only do it if like literally if Luffy asked her to.
Now, see, this
Nothing else
comment
could
pisses
convince
me
her.
off. The Straw Hats versus Red Hair Pirates Davy backfight theory is perfection. I agree. Firstly, it would actually validate the entire existence of the Foxy arc. Fuck you.
No,
It validates
if
itself.
you don't understand how that whole arc leads into Water 7, I'm sorry, but it's too good for you. Long Ring's too good for you.
Also, it just justifies itself as in it's the funniest arc.
It's funny. It's great. It's cool.
It's a good piece of levity between Enel and Lucci. Jesus Christ. And no, I the rest everything he brings up is just like how like there's such obvious things. Betting the Straw Hat, it's a friendly way for them to fight. There's so many good points.
Yeah.
Um, what y'all said around 404 lost me. Whitebeard was grooming Ace to be Pirate King because that's what Ace said he wanted when he first met Whitebeard. No, he
No,
didn't.
he didn't say that.
He wanted to become more infamous than Roger. Ace never
Yeah,
said he
that
wanted the
was his
Whitebeard.
goal, and like his goal was literally just to beat up every big name pirate until his name like surpassed Rogers. He didn't ever want to be
Also,
Pirate King because if he
oh,
became
here's the
Pirate
other
King, he would
thing.
just be living in Roger's shadow still.
They're also acting like Ace didn't let Whitebeard know that his new goal is to make him king, but like Ace publicly says that pretty regularly. It'd be weird if Whitebeard didn't know.
Yeah.
Um, then I
Also,
said
again, like if you want to say like Squard said or whatever, like that was literally government propaganda that Squard fell for.
no, also confirmed by Sengoku and Whitebeard never denied. He never denied, but it's pretty fucking obvious, dude.
Like, why would he have to go out of his way to deny every piece of government propaganda?
My theory about Luffy's dream is that he'll be able to walk into the horizon literally. That's pretty cute. I don't think it's right, but I literally can't judge you because Puff, we're at the point where it's like, God, like we need dumb theories because we don't have a good guess yet.
Yeah.
Crocodile is Luffy's mom. If this were true, my feelings for Crocodile would only elevate. He's already hot as fuck. That's a valid point. Remember that one time he was pulling Buggy's hair? That should have been me. Fair enough.
Won't argue with
um,
that one.
IMO, something that strongly helps the idea of Kobe and Luffy versus Teach, besides the God Valley parallel, is that Kobe was Luffy's first friend. I don't think there's any need to justify. I think it's so fucking likely because Kobe has beef with Blackbeard like 3 times at this point.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Kobe's gonna fight Blackbeard. Um, oh yeah, person who made the iceberg commented, so that's fucking hilarious.
I know, like that context was just like, whoa, we got an old head
Dotor
here. We got an
Chapitin.
OG here.
What's the name? Fucking Dotor Chapitin? I don't know. Dotorch Appetin? I don't fucking know. I'm stupid. Big Mom has already been reused though. Yeah, get fucked, Puff. um,
That is true.
let's see here.
But I mean, so is Crocodile, and Crocodile came back again.
Like, here's something weird that they bring up. All the Luffy execution theories were before he got Gear 5 and wasn't slated as the bringer of the new dawn. Luffy was going to no. It was slated that Luffy was going to bring the dawn before Gear 5.
Yeah.
That was already a given. His ship's name is the Thousand Sunny.
Like Dawn Sun symbolism with Luffy goes all the way back to like at least Skypiea, like maybe a bit earlier if you want to like maybe like Arlong Park if you want to take like more like
Yeah.
frugal examples.
I think you guys guilty pleasure love stupid theories. We do.
Yeah.
And enjoy interesting thought experiment theories. Yeah, I want Ohar to make more what ifs and less whatever the fuck he's doing.
We need him to do like his like fanfic battles again, where he has all the faces on a map and he's saying, "Well, these guys are fighting over here, these guys are fighting over here," or whatever the hell.
I know you mainly prefer the original text and what's established go down, like Luffy will defeat Kaido and find the One Piece. No, I don't think those are actual theories because everyone knows that.
Yeah.
It's more so we think your theory. If you're being serious, you can have a dumb goofy theory. We have dumb goofy theories. We brought them up in videos, but if you're gonna have a serious theory, it does need to make sense in connection to the canon text.
Like I think like the whole like we put like tier list by guys who hate theories because like we literally like watch all the big popular guys and we kind of hate how like they kind of
Almost
change
all of their theories,
discussion. Like more raid fail is like a big one. That's a very big one. It's not
like
even my
Randy
least.
Troy's biggest theory, is a big one.
Yeah, and then like I literally like have a by the way, this is a side channel. On my main channel I have a video about why I hate Sanji Lunarian so much.
Yeah, we've yelled about it a lot. I think Robin dies goes and it makes the story worse. It would probably go against I Want to Live. Well, it depends on how she dies.
Yeah.
It's only bad if she dies in a way that goes against her wanting to live. So no, I don't necessarily agree
And
with
like
that.
still like even if like they just have her die for the sake of a tragic sad death, like that's still like it could still be an effective
Yeah,
tragic
she
trad
just
death.
like it'd only be a contradiction if she died because she thought her life didn't have worth.
Yeah.
Um, being dead serious, I saw a theory that Crocodile is Joy Boy. Fuck yeah, dude. Um, I like Library of O'Hara's theory that the One Piece is just a goofy comic book about Nika. That's really cute. That's
That's
really
a cute
cute.
idea.
Um, Pup, do you play any Fire Emblem ROM hacks? I know you've randomized it before,
Yes, I have played a randomizer for Conquest, and
but
that's
no
about
ROM
it.
hacks yet.
I actually have like a list of some ROM hacks that like seem
Right.
interesting. That I might
There's
play
it.
like after I finish all the mainline games.
Pup, it's so funny how like obviously it's because it's the most common, but I literally just associate the word ROM hack with Pokemon.
Yeah,
Like
that,
those words are literally fused in my head.
I mean for decent reason, I guess.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet an overwhelming majority of ROM hacks were Pokemon. Not anymore, because now it's more so fan-made games, and I don't like a lot of those for a lot of reasons. I think Onigashima and Elbaf Sword are just cool set pieces. I agree.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
Crocodile Luffy's mom theory is so weird to me. Like Crocodile being a woman is possible. Yep. Um, the timeline matches up. I mean, it could. Um,
Like it's just like oh, Eva's a revolutionary, and so is Dragon. Whoa, he has a connection to it. Like it's loose. It's hanging by a thread.
Puff, this is someone who's agreeing with you, but I think you won't like their points. It's about how Big Mom and Kaido would definitely return. Luffy would have murdered Kaido, which Oda said he doesn't do. He didn't say. Oda has never said that.
I
Oda has
think
never said Luffy won't kill people.
uh I remember he said like oh Luffy like crushes the villain's dreams and
Well,
stuff
yeah, the
because
point.
because like
Yeah,
he's
but
trying
the
to find
obvious
like
thing
again
there
like
is
it's he's trying to
Luffy
like
doesn't intentionally kill people.
yeah, because yeah, like it is kind of like this is a family friendly manga. He tries to like keep like whenever Luffy does potentially kill someone, it's done in a way where you can like maybe he's not dead, maybe he's okay. Even when
Yeah,
he
but like
crushes that random like beast pirate goon with gear 3 and he gets squashed to dust, it's like all right, like
yeah.
maybe he'll be fine in a minute or two. Who knows?
Yeah, but the
He'll
thing is, like,
spring right
even
back
then,
up.
like the thing that quote unquote killed Kaido, if we pretend Kaido is definitely dead, would be the explosion, which Luffy didn't do that. And then Kaido also wanted to die, so Luffy gives him exactly what he wants. That's not true. That's just not true. Kaido wanted to die like Roger or like Whitebeard or like Odin. And Kaido objectively didn't. Let's say Kaido's definitely dead. Is his crew doing what Roger's death did or what? Like, Kaido's death led to nothing.
Yeah, I think this was among like my earlier main challenges. Like if Kaido like is dead, like there's no one to inherit his will. No one like saw his death and thought it was really cool, the same way he
No, the
thought
Beast
Rogers and
Pirates
Whitebeard's
are
was.
just left licking their wounds in a prison.
Yeah.
There's no carrying anything. Big Mom still has unresolved tension with the Giants and with Luffy, who promised Katakuri he'd defeat her slash all the emperors. I don't know if Luffy's going to defeat every emperor. Even if they come back, I don't know if I'm convinced of that. And then Big Mom doesn't have to resolve her beef with the Giants by literally going there. You could like literally you could just leave it as it's a way to give us hints about Elbaf before we get there.
Yeah, that is
Not, not
like
to
yeah, maybe
mention,
that's not the most satisfying way to go about it, but like like I can't say it's impossible.
yeah, and then same with like Oda's gone out of his way to show she can build empathy for others during Wano. Now, obviously, that could be built upon if she comes back, but also like it had a purpose in Wano.
Yeah.
It was to show the difference between Big Mom and Kaido, and like Kaido's a lot more of a bastard than Big Mom is. Like Big Mom, if we assume she's dead, her kids to a degree are going to carry parts of her will, mainly the equality part, but
Yeah.
not no one gives a shit about Kaido.
Like it's easy to
Um,
imagine that like like oh if Big Mom's dead then Katakuri's like well I guess like I'm the technical captain or ruler of this place now because I'm the most competent person and
yeah,
I will like actually say like hey knock it off when you make fun of that person's third eyeball
yeah.
or
Like if
whatever.
anything, he'd make her dream more true.
Yeah,
Um,
whereas like Big Mom, like like she said she claimed to care about stuff like that, but like in her actions, like she like didn't in a lot of ways because she never like try and like discipline her children for bullying each other.
okay, now we have a goofy Dragon is Rox's son theory, where they point out, he could have been adopted by Garp, which is true. But what's weird here is they say, like, Luffy and Garp look similar. Garp and Dragon no looky similar. Meanwhile, Dragon and Rox have near identical silhouettes. No, they fucking don't.
They
You're
don't.
lying.
Like they're both
They're-
humans with like I guess like longish hair.
but their hair doesn't look similar at all. There's a reason every single drawing of Rox gives him some form of like dreadlocks or something dreadlocks adjacent, because that's kind of what his hair looks like.
Yeah, like if it's and it's also like kind of like it goes upward a lot more than dragons. Dragons like it's spiky, but it's always going downward. Whereas
Yeah,
like Rox
Dragon's
is
hair is more like if Shiki's was smaller.
yeah.
Um, it's also never directly stated that no one recognizes Dragon. Okay, but no, Dragon's identity is a secret.
Yeah, like when Garb's telling Luffy that like oh by the way the name of your father's Monkey D Dragon, all the Marines that work under Garp are like what the hell
Fuck.
what
Yeah.
what
And then they try to say, I can also see he was an admiral at one time, or at least in the Marines, being wiped from the history books. You can't wipe an admiral's existence. They do too much. They're too active.
like unless like we want to like they're gonna reveal the world government has like mind manipulation technology that they have only utilized in this one instance for some reason which like is just like a kind of weird and contrived and like why didn't they
Yeah.
use that here
Because,
or
like,
there.
let's just give an example. Do you think the government could erase Kizaru's existence from public knowledge? Fuck
No.
no.
Everyone knew about like anyone who fought in Marineford War is probably gonna remember that giant light man who was flying through the air
Anyone
at light
who
speed
was
and causing
present
giant
at
laser beam
Sabaody
explosions.
during the attack would know who Kizaru is. Not to
Yeah.
mention all the fishmen know who Kizaru is because he attacked Arlong. The point is, like, admirals innately have to be hyperactive, and as such, people have to know who they are. It's borderline impossible to erase their identity. So I don't think that
Like
makes
maybe
sense.
if you're like some like random like guy out in the boonies, like in East Blue or something, but like
Yeah, like you're a rear admiral from the East Blue. Yeah, they can probably wipe you from the history books.
yeah.
But I think Shanks's real name is Porcus D. Rouge, means to say Shanks's real name is Porcus D. Ace. Yeah, I do know that theory. Um, older Ace looked a lot like Shanks. That's just because Oda only has so many ways to draw people. Um, I think it's referring to our funny traveling tail in Bing Sake. I believe Bing Sake is tied to Laugh Tail. I just don't think it's whatever the fuck the weird thing we got on this video was.
Yeah, it was just
Um,
like that. The One Piece is the like Bing Sake, and then it's like, well, that's just like a very unclear sentence in general. like you're
someone's basically pointing. Oh no, no, you can keep going.
like if you want to say that like there's foreshadowing in Bing Sake about what the One Piece is, like sure, but like the song itself being the One Piece, then it's like, well, Luffy has it already, and
Yeah.
what's Blackbeard gonna do once he gets it? Like what?
And then this is someone bringing up something fun. Buggy might not get stronger, but it'd be cool if he got a power up that made him trickier and like more of a pain in the ass to deal with. I'd like that. I think that'd be funny.
I'm literally like just imagine like this is an idea I had like back in the day because I thought it would be funny. Like literally like he just like gets like advanced observation talking, does the Katakuri thing where he like dodges attacks before they hit him. So like even if someone with hockey tried to cut him, he could dodge it. But like that's literally all he could do is just dodge all day.
And then someone said, "What is Nika's power?" Since Nika didn't eat his own fruit, and then I just pointed out we don't know what Nika is. We don't know if Nika was a creature. We don't know if it was an idea that became a devil fruit. We don't know what it is. Um, how would Kid dying ruin the story? Because it's an incomplete character. Um,
Like it's just like a very like what do you get if Kid is dead?
yeah,
I guess like Shanks gets a kill count, which like oh like, we're killing we're building up as a stone cold killer. It's like okay, well, okay. I'd rather just like have Kid continue being in the story and like continue doing
uh,
stuff,
and then here
continue
someone
having
brings up
fun.
someone brings up a cute way to keep Kuma alive without killing him, but I think it raises a problem, which is we know he can push it out. What if he can push out his devil fruit power? To which I would say, if Kuma can push out devil fruit powers, holy fucking shit!
Like a like super like scary implications, but like also does he have like the mental capacity to do that now that he's like been like you
That is
know
true.
yeah.
Queen is Frankie's father, probably, and it doesn't matter. And then, as a member of the clan of D, Luffy will inherit the throne of the world and become Pirate King, and then abdicate immediately. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
Let's see
I
here.
think that was in part 2 actually.
Yeah, I think you may have put it. I can't remember. Um, this was the guy who got us to read the theories all the way. Good job. Um, let's see here. And then you said wine bottle instead of sake bottle, like a
I'm
fool. And
sorry.
I said sake bottle. Then someone's just pointing out that power up should probably tie into the characters' personalities. Weevil's Whitebeard's son because he defended Sphinx. What? Besides, Edward wouldn't care if he was a biological or clone. He would love Weevil. Well, no, I agree to that part.
Yeah.
But biological or not is just like statistically, it seems more likely that he's a clone.
Like I think like if like Weevil like met Whitebeard would be like kind of like like harsh or
Confused as shit
yeah,
at
like A,
first.
confused, and B, like kind of like like maybe like give him the cold shoulder because Buckin's right there, and it's like, oh, give us your fucking treasure, Whitebeard, give me my
Yeah,
child support, and he'd be like, I don't want to do this, but then, like as soon as he learned that Weevil is like a kind-hearted lad who would defend innocent people, he would be like, yeah, you know what, you're cool, come
yeah.
join my crew.
Like I also feel like they're bringing up where like it doesn't matter if he's biological or not. Weevil is kind of becoming Whitebeard's son anyway, and I do think that's probably going to be Weevil's arc.
Yeah.
Heroicus Rocks. I yelled about that. Shiki will actually be a bit important as he was part of the Rocks pirate, but not much more beyond that. Um, also, dear Lord, the amount of mispronounced name and stuff from y'all is crazy. What's funny is Puff and I just say names differently. Also, Anel isn't back yet, so he hasn't been reused either. He was in a cover story.
Yeah, he was.
With Zoro's backstory, his family got revealed in an SBS, so that automatically means they're not going to get any focus, so Zoro fans are coping. That's true.
Like still to this day, the only like thing that like in the SPS that was like I think is like this is something that maybe should have been on like the actual manga pages, like maybe like kids backstory, but even then it's like I could take it or leave it.
It's not super relevant.
Yeah.
Someone's like, you said Luffy doesn't try and take a life, but he literally used Buggy as a meat shield. He used the guy with the chop fruit against the guy with the sword. Luffy knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Noah, you pronounce
That was
Jorl as
strategic.
Jorl. I think that's more like the two old giants have funny names, and our brainy hurt. Whitebeard did know about Troy Boy. That's true.
Well, I
Crocomom is
guess it's
real. It'd
it's
be funny.
possible that like Roger told him when he was like telling him about
No, no,
like
I think no. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed he did.
yeah.
Um, how do you hate theories? What do we even talk about between chapters? How much we hate theories.
Yeah, or well, let's
No,
talk about
actually
where this
analyzing
guy's
the
character,
chapters
where
is the
someone's character arc is going, how much we like to this
no, Puff.
gag.
Joke answer is how much we hate theories. Real answer is what we talk about outside of videos. Is we just analyze the fucking characters.
Yeah.
Um, Whitebeard states in Marineford that he wants Ace to take over for the Whitebeard pirates when he's gone, and straight up says he wants Ace to be the king. Lol. No, he didn't. I think I commented chapter. Yeah.
Source.
Shanks would have landed in, I think, Cool But Why. That's true. Shanks has an evil brother. I would have put in Cool But Why for a while because there
Yeah.
wasn't good proof for it, which is cool. Usopp is spelled with two P. I agree. Um, D stands for dream. I feel like the Harley made it sound like the D is just a half moon, but it can still stand for something. It can mean more than one thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at this point, because it's like literally a 20-year mystery, I feel like the only satisfying answer is that it represents more than one thing.
Oh, this was a human I disagreed with.
Oh no.
Blackbeard is a Buccaneer. Blackbeard and Kuma are uncannily similar. While Kuma's much taller, their build, hair texture, and skin tone are almost the exact same in the colored manga. Build? Oh, it has so many builds. Also, their build is skinny arm, skinny legs, round man.
Hi,
Foxy is a
Burgess.
Buccaneer.
Hi, Burgess.
No, no, Burgess has big arms.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
Foxy is a Buccaneer, though.
Hmm.
He's a little Buccaneer boy. um, As for skin tone, yeah, but like also dark skinned characters are just like kind of like here and there, like Kuzan. On top of that, Blackbeard has been revealed to have a weird body and a special lineage. The later being in an arc largely focused on Buccaneers. I do think that is the single most suspicious thing, is that we learn what a Buccaneer is, and then that same arc, Saturn's like, "You have weird blood." It's like, okay, that's a little odd.
Yeah, honestly, like of all the characters we've met, like I think like if anyone's secretly a Buccaneer, it's probably Blackbeard. Like it's more,
I think Blackbeard and Whitebeard are the two most fun guesses.
yeah, like probably those two. Sometimes people pull out weird examples like Big Mom, which is like okay, you're just wrong. We saw her
We've seen her
parents.
parents. Um, Another avenue about the special trait that Buccaneers wasn't quite fully addressed. Yeah, we do know Buccaneers have like love powers or something. The two devil fruits and no sleeping thing is likely more related to Cavendish than it is to Kuma, but Blackbeard be a Buccaneer still seems possible. At this point, you've completely ruined your theory. Blackbeard's special body is and how he eats two devil fruits is the whole mystery of him and why he can't sleep. If we learn he's a buccaneer, but that's not at all related to all of the mysteries about his weird body, that's stupid.
That would be like that would be odd.
Yeah, and like again, the thing I
Not
brought
to
up
say you
about why
couldn't do it, but like
I think what I commented is it needs to be more complicated. Like maybe he's like a fucking Omnitrix, like he's like every fucking race. Um, but like because if it's just Buccaneers, the obvious question is, can Kuma eat two devil fruits?
yeah,
Does Kuma not sleep?
or like if there was like a like I maybe this is a weird question, but like if there was a race of people who could eat two devil fruits, like would that not be like would the Buccaneers not be known for that, or like
Yeah, that'd be
or like were they
interesting. Oh, no,
or were they maybe wiped out so long ago no one
no,
remembers?
no.
Like maybe that's
I
a
don't. I know. I
possibility.
think it's fair they're wiped out and no one remembers. But like, can it should be funny if you like, yeah, Kuma could eat two. That'd be a funny reveal. My theory for the Yamato cover story is that it's going to end with Kid and Law washing up on Wano in a similar way to Whitebeard washing up during Odin's time. Well, that is. Oh, Puff, that's so fucking cute. That's such a cute theory. That's so cute. Um, where it's kind of just like, if like, oh, Odin joined one of Roger's rivals before he joined Roger. So Yamato has to dick around with Kid
Oh.
and Law before he joins Luffy. You know what? That's kind of cute.
I'm literally just
That's a cute
imagining
idea.
the scene where like Yamato just runs up randomly and fights Kid, and Kid's like, "What do you want?"
No, Kid's actually baffled. He's like, "Weren't we on the same side? What the get the fuck away from me!" I'm actually like confused beyond his mind. That'd be cute. That's a cute idea. I don't think it's super likely, but I think it's cute.
Yeah.
Also because like, Yamato is God, I love the Yamato story so much where it's fixing Kaido's wrongs, but also mirroring Odin.
Yeah.
Crocomon is definitely a meme theory. If you think that, you're wrong. Oh, Puff, I made fun of this because no, people do generally believe Crocomon. It's gotten less popular, but people used to hardline believe it. Um, what's more likely is that Croc was a slave girl or a celestial dragon's wife, but she was rescued by Dragon and Eva turned her into a dude, so nobody would ever recognize her again. It would explain why he suddenly helped Luffy back at Marineford, hiding behind the guise that he just didn't want the Marines to win, when in reality he wanted to save Dragon's son to repay the favor. And then I said, yeah, that's more likely, 100%. Because, dog, that's not more likely. There's no evidence for any of that. What's
Yeah.
funny is under the guise of not wanting to let the Marines win. Why is Crocodile lying?
Like, yeah, like he could just like hate the Marines because the Marines are scummy people.
No, because his actions in Marineford make so much sense. He shows up. He thinks Crocodile is he thinks Whitebeard is the ultimate legend, the guy who ruined his journey. And then he sees the Marines who had just imprisoned and tortured him, ruining his image of Whitebeard that he had in his head. So what does he do? He rebels against that. He
Also,
won't
like
let the Marines win.
literally when he says don't let them win, like he's literally attacking Akainu, who is the guy who like is like partially responsible for Whitebeard dying. So it's like he's
Mhm.
trying to like he's trying to like get back at the guy who tried to steal his kill. It seems.
Yeah. Like, not only did it steal his kill, it also kind of, like, ruined, like a mythology Crocodile had.
Yeah.
Like, Crocodile literally yells at Whitebeard. He's angry at how weak Whitebeard has become. So that and he's so bitter about it, and he takes that on the Marines, which is valid, you should. Um, I hope you cooked something good during the video, sir. Sake as the One Piece doesn't sit right with me specifically because Luffy doesn't drink, and for this I brought up, like, Luffy says he doesn't like alcohol, but it's not outright confirmed that he doesn't drink. It seems like he does.
I think they got that from that one. There's this one filler episode early on, like back
No, I
in
know he drinks milk instead of alcohol, but no,
yeah.
Luffy, they bring up a good point, which is I think they read a different translation than me, but Luffy says during the Grand Fleet meeting that he doesn't like the taste of alcohol, which I believe because Luffy is a baby. But it seems like he still drinks mainly because whenever they're partying, it seems like that's what he's drinking.
Yeah, it kind of like this is what pirates drink when they're partying, so I'm gonna drink this.
Oh, and then someone said he straight up said he doesn't drink when Kaido offered. If that happened, I do not fucking remember that.
I feel like maybe that was like an early translation when Kaido was
Maybe.
getting drunk. Maybe like
Oh,
his whole like "this is truth that I've accepted you" line is hey join me, join me in a drink,
oh,
Luffy,
not to
empty cup.
mention, even if Luffy doesn't like drinking, he would still drink ceremonial Sasuke if it came Sasuke fucking kill
Sasuke.
me. I'm reading
Yeah,
Naruto's killing my
I
brain.
love drinking ceremonial
Oh no,
Sasuke.
no, listen guys, we just watched like 30 minutes of a really, really bad Naruto video. Uh hurt my brain. But besides that, no, I think even if Luffy doesn't like the taste, I think the mere act of drinking a ceremonial sake that Joy Boy and Roger also drank, Luffy would still be into that.
Yeah.
And then Puff, we'd get like an image where we see Luffy drinking, and then we see like the visage of Roger and Joy Boy drinking. That'd be
Also,
cute. That'd
didn't
be
like
cute.
Luffy like didn't we confirm that Luffy did drink when he was like 6 years old when he like did the ASL cups with Ace and Sabo?
Yeah, he drank sake then. As in,
Yeah.
he'll drink it ceremonially. These dudes don't want to face the facts. Whitebeard could have claimed the One Piece, but chose not to for Ace. And I said, you cannot earnestly believe that. And he said, I was yapping, not gonna lie. Hey, guys, gonna be dead ass. If all you're commenting is to yap, good. Do it more.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
His backstory was so irrelevant, the boys forgot Oda did it in SBS. We didn't. We didn't forget that Zoro's backstory is in an SBS. But the theory isn't. The theory is that Zoro's gonna have a second super secret cool backstory.
Yeah, like we're going to learn that like, oh yeah, Ryuma's descendants were doing this in this plan when they went to East Blue to find the ancient pillar of the whatever the hell, and then they birthed Zoro so that he could be the coolest sword boy or something like that.
What's weird is here they said Marineford made it pretty clear that Whitebeard planned to make Ace king of the pirates initially, and only started having doubts when he saw Luffy acting like Roger would. That's not even theory and has been canon for 12 years. What the fuck are you talking about? Puff, even if you believe that Whitebeard was grooming Ace to be Pirate King, Whitebeard started having doubts when he saw
Yeah,
Luffy.
like what did
Where is proof of that?
Yeah, like all he like the only acknowledgement he gave to Luffy was like I like cheeky brats like you, which is the same thing he said to Ace, except like Ace is actually like Roger's son and is way stronger than him at the moment, and
Yeah.
is kind of the central figure that everyone's fighting about at
I
the
like the
moment.
commenter who just said, "Stop assuming your headcanon is canon." Because yeah, that's what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
With the Sabo Vivi is bringing up that the whole Sabo has Cobra's dying message. Oda said he won't make the One Piece the friends he made along the way. He
Well,
said
he's
he won't
lying.
only make it that.
Well, he's lying because it is going to be the friends we made
No,
along the
that's
way.
going to be an aspect, obviously. It's going to be more than that. There's going to be, I think Oda confirmed there's going to be something physically there, but like also, it is also going to be the friends we made along the way.
Whatever the One
That's,
Piece is, it won't be as cool as the Straw Hat Pirates. I'm sorry, it won't.
yeah, Nolan and Usopp being associated with each other never made sense to me. Well, they are. Nolan
Yeah.
is very powerful and never told a lie. Well, that's kind of the joke.
Yeah, it's a
Is that
full like
Nolan?
literally like when they first reading the picture book, like it's like oh Nolan the liar, and then like Nami like makes a joke like oh he died a pathetic liar and looks at Usopp. Then we learn no he
Yeah.
was nothing like that in life, and then like they draw like more parallels from him later on like they're both botanists, they both like interact with the Tom like literally Usopp lies about being his descendant, and then has to own up to his mistakes of being a coward and a
You know,
liar.
also like clearly there being connections being drawn between them at Green Bit, obviously.
Yeah,
The funny thing is, Eva got his powers during God Valley, so I don't know. People have theories that would require him to be older. Well, that's easy. Someone else had Eva's fruit before then.
hell yeah,
Haha.
simple solution.
um, um, I'm sure this is a comment you don't want, but I'll say it regardless. There is a reason for the Croco Mom theory. I love the way people comment. They sound so dramatic. Um, Emporio Ivankov blackmails Crocodile into doing all the helpful shit he did for Luffy in Summit War because
We
Ivankov knows
know.
something about Crocodile. Guys, we
We
know.
didn't we
We
say
know.
that in the video where like yeah like
Yes,
Eva has
we
some dirt
know.
on them.
But him being Luffy's mom is fucking goofy.
Yeah, like
Because he's a
I thought like in the video we said like yeah Crocodile being a woman makes complete sense because like oh Eva the trans character who can trans people up with a touch has some dirt on Crocodile that makes like sense, but like the
yeah.
Luffy's mom part is just like a tacked on with like little to no evidence.
All right, here's something stupid. Respectfully, if the red line was destroyed with the parts of it floating, the sea level wouldn't change. Flo What the fuck are you talking about, sir? Sir. Like I like what they mean is like the red line is like obviously some of the red line is already underwater, but a lot of it is above water.
But dude,
And
it'll
if the part
float. Dude, we just gotta get the super
it's
floaty wood.
rocks.
Dude, we just gotta get the super floaty wood. If it's on top of super floaty wood, it'll float and it won't sink.
I do like how someone's really mad that we were nice to Croco Mom when I think we were just nice to it because I said it's funny. I will say I disagree the red line being creates the all blue only because it's likely the red line hasn't always been there. No, that's true, but the problem I think did I argue with this person? I agreed with this person for a hot minute. Basically, here's the problem with this fucking theory. The all blue is Sanji's dream. It has only ever been brought up in reference to Sanji. So if your theory about the all blue doesn't make it work with Sanji's dream, your theory sucks.
Like at least
And
have
like
it
it's
be like it's subverted in some intentional way or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, because like otherwise the all blue as like the first time it's described to us, it's a magical fucking place where fish from all fish from all seas, that is what is fucking said, are in one place and a chef can easily fish for them. That's what's said. So either and I don't want it to not be real because it's like the most magical dream on the crew and I want him to achieve it.
Yeah.
Um let's see here. Holy shit, the Shanks Luffy Dave back fight is the biggest mood. That's true. I feel like Dofi would join Cross Guild. Yeah, no, it's he might. Let's see here. Both Gaimon's Island and God Valley had 6 empty chests, with the sixth one containing a guy. So this makes me think that a couple of crew were alive at Laugh Tale at the same time. What the fuck does that have to do with God Valley? What the fuck are you talking about?
God
Um,
damn it, we're missing the fire sound effect. Someone took it away. Oh well.
what was the fire sound effect?
I okay. Oh god, I'm forgetting it now. Shit.
I don't
But it
even.
was called like fire or something.
I don't know what you're talking about. um, I hope Buggy is the one to become Pirate King, then realizes he must hand the title over to Luffy. That'd be fucking hilarious.
That would be
Um,
funny.
let's see here. Damn, off to the bad start. The first theory is clear and meme. Y'all are frauds as haters. That is fair, but also it's not a meme. Nice try, fuckers. People are in such denial of the fact that One Piece fans are stupid.
I
Usopp
guess
and
if you wanted to be like skeptical about it, like, oh, the ones who act like they're serious, they're only acting like they're serious about for clout or like for attention or whatever.
although like I can't read the depths of their heart. Um, let's see here. The red line is already raising the sea level. It extends under the water. Destroying it, more like pulverizing it, would lower it. Yeah, dude, it'd have to be pulverizing. Because if you just blow it up, all the rocks above water are going to end up in the water. And we
Dude,
said that.
we
If the red line is
just
like literally.
need the
Like,
super floaty wood.
yeah, like if the red line is literally vaporized, yes, the sea level will go down. And we brought that up. If the red line literally deletes, there's no problems.
Send it into space.
I love people like the reason Shanks ripped off his arm might be because of his tattoo. Ripped off his arm. He did not do that. Some of these have been debunked if you're caught up. What are you talking about? We were caught up.
Also, like, we did put like someone like no shot or like, oh, this
Yeah.
is already confirmed because this
My
was part
take is that it means that let's see here. Blackbeard is exactly old enough to be Zebek's son. Yeah, we checked the math halfway through.
yeah.
Um, let's see here. No Straw Hat member can die because Luffy would not allow it. That's a stupid point. Um,
It's a fair enough point, I think.
is it maybe impossible the same thing? No, we justified ourselves. Doubt Dragons adopted considering how identical Garp and Luffy look. Not, yeah, no, exactly. Luffy is an anomaly. I think we made that joke. Is how fucking funny would it be if Luffy has no blood relation to Garp and they look identical anyway?
That would be pretty great.
It's like some Rock Lee Might Guy shit.
But the thing is, like, Lee like idolized like a guy, so like him like modeling his haircut after him or like wearing the same clothes as him like makes sense. Luffy
Mhm.
doesn't idolize Garp.
You know, Usopp narrating One Piece makes so much sense. Just think about the sinking of the Going Merry. Also, all of Usopp's stories he told Kaya end up coming true just for telling the adventure they're about to take. Okay, but like, how does Usopp know shit he wasn't there for?
Yeah,
Also,
that's the
Usopp
problem. That's the problem with like, oh, this character is narrator. No one was there for everything. Like, what did Usopp know about Nolan and Kalgra like from 500 years ago?
Yeah. Next, if video 2, if Nami ends up with a man at the end of the story, I will hunt down Oda, most dangerous Dame style. It's VVX Nami or nothing. You fool, you coward. Did you consider the pseudo canon option of Nami X Karina? Yeah, I think outside the box. Um, am I boring or the Chopper's DF is actually the Force guy or whatever? Theory's not interesting. I think they're boring.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that's like very
Who's
interesting there.
smarter, Vegapunk's Giga Brain or a Tri Brainer? It depends on the size of the Tri Brainer.
Yeah, not all tri-brainers are built equally. Some people have 3 large brains, some people have 1 mega large brain and 2 pea-sized brains.
Oh, we got a super debunker here. Kuzan's fruit controlling cold than not ice, despite being a canon explanation, is inconsistent with his abilities. Why you arguing with me then? I didn't write it. Also, no, like we do kind of see that. Where like it seems more like Kuzan's Frozone, where he's freezing shit in the air. Like when he makes his ice sword, he does it by freezing pieces of grass.
Well, I
So it
mean,
seems like his
I
power.
kind of thought that like he didn't need the pieces of grass to do that. It was just to show that like, oh, he froze something, and it didn't just like to make it clear that this is
No, I don't
ice.
think he needs it because if we assume his power is the cold, he's just Frozone. Like he's probably just Frozone. Let's be honest. That or Oda just named it cold because it sounds cooler.
The thing is, like, I remember in the video, I said like Akainu and Aokiji had like temperature-based powers, but that was because that's how my brother described it. Because they have ice and magma power, so like, oh, they have
Yeah,
like
and then
temperature-based,
I made the
not like in the
joke that,
literal sense, but
and
like
then I
I
made
just
the
got into
joke
dumb
that
semantics with my
that
brother.
Kuzan technically is because his fruit is the chili fruit. Um, Smoker doesn't fit a single part of the man marked by flames description. One, we were joking. Two, you're fucking wrong. He fits a lot of it. Liar. Two, the One Piece fandom is always talking about black bades and permanent hockey imbuement, but we literally have no examples of them. We have Shusui, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, like
You don't have any confirmation that either Yoru or Sushi were original normal blades that became black? Yes, we do, you Yes, we do.
Yeah, when
You're
Zoro's
wrong.
fighting the monk on the bridge in Act 2, he literally talks about Ryuma's legend, how he turned Shusui into a black blade.
Yeah. So yeah, you're wrong. Um, so yeah, you're just wrong here. Oh hey, look, a comment.
Unless you think the monk is lying.
No, don't worry, a commenter debunked him. Good job, commenter. Uh,
Ray.
let's see here. We got Zoro versus Fujitora, in Dressrosa and Stampede. Boxes checked. I laughed hard at that. What did you laugh at? What's my funny haha? Rolling the red line, and then he fucked off, and then he came back, and he's like, "Why are there a bunch of black people in my house?" And he killed. I'm so funny.
You are funny.
All right, back to where we were. Oh yeah, this is a video where something big happens halfway through the comments section.
Ooh, what's that? I forgot.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Here we go. Back to where we were. Graham Hancock, Milo Rossi's worst enemy. Lol. I fucking hate Graham Hancock. He's so fucking dumb. Okay. We've seen both seasons of Ancient Apocalypse. If you think that the Amazon is entirely grown by humans, I'm a little worried for you.
If you think that all pyramids on the planet were connected and like there was shared blueprints for them, I, I think you're just I think you're a really weird person.
If you don't understand why every culture has myths about floods, I'm worried about your understanding of geography. The three worlds in One Piece gives me huge Fire Force vibes. I don't think the One Piece world is literally going to be our old world.
Yeah, because like whatever was depicted in the first world, like I saw people like say like, oh, these look like modern buildings, but like that could be the case, but also like there's clearly more going on that
Yeah, the
like
fucking Hellfire Serpent, for example.
yeah.
Um, O'Hara Arter pointed out that there's a cameo of a Harry Potter book in Kureha's library. I think that's just a joke. Um, Someone brought up how Bonnie is the fridged woman. It's like, yeah, we've already had it, and yet
You
it's
mean
still everyone's
Ginny? You mean
fucking
Ginny?
theory. Yeah, Ginny. But I know that isn't that's
Yeah,
Bonnie's
that's the thing.
backstory.
Like that's I think that's something like we took for granted because we talked about it in earlier videos. Like it happened once with Ginny. Now everyone wants a second Ginny.
They're so lazy. Um, Smoker took down the dance powder boats. Maybe that caused it to rain. Maybe. Like it is possible taking down the dance powder where it was stealing causes it to rain where it was. I'm fine with that reading.
Yeah.
My personal theory is that Emu has the human fruit model devil slash Satan. Dog, that's not your theory. That's everyone's theory. um, let's see here. Yeah, it's let's see here. Oh, this is funny. Someone said, wasn't it confirmed that Gunko isn't a celestial dragon? Fucking nope. It got confirmed she's actually from one of the main families. Which raises a lot of questions, actually. Oh, I loved this
Wait,
comment,
wait.
Puff.
Did the SBS
Luffy is...
confirm that she was part of the one of the main families, or did it
No,
just
no, no.
confirm that she had a saint title?
No, no, no. The volume release came out, and she has a celestial dragon name, one that was mentioned by one of the God's Knights during God Valley. So if she is not born one, she was straight up adopted or married into a
Yeah.
family.
Okay, I see. All
No,
right.
she's like a Maymard, a Maynard or something. She's one of the families.
Okay.
It's not an SBS either. It's literally a volume correction, as in Oda straight up forgot to write it,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
we predicted. We have been joking about that for months that he did that. I love this one, Puff. Luffy is obviously asexual. Don't tell him about Luffy peeping before Oda's retcon.
Okay. Like there
Dog,
was the retcon, dude. So there you go.
the retcon's there.
We
Fuck off.
did it with the retcon in mind.
Someone and then people bringing up that like Yasop seems to be the one who wanted to shoot Barto regardless of what Shanks wanted. So maybe Shanks is being too nice and Yasop is kind of being a Zoro and being like, no, you have to be a dick.
You have to be a cold-blooded killer.
I really hope Sanji and Pudding don't get together by the end of the series because Sanji's 21 and Pudding's 16. That would be weird, which is why all I want is like he saves her from Blackbeard and then no contact for several years. No
Yeah.
grooming.
Okay. Like, listen. Here's the thing. 5 year age gap is gonna be nothing in 10 years to either of them.
Puff, don't be a pedophile. No, I no,
In
like
ten
literally just
years,
lose.
Shiki, come on.
Puff, don't be a pedophile. No, shut up. I will play the sake. I will play the funny. I
Literally,
will
my
push the
parents
funny
have
button.
an age gap larger than 5 years. Like
Well, yeah, no, but I hope they
they've
didn't meet
met
at
in their
that
they
age.
met in their 30s. There's nothing weird about that in the slightest.
No, no, no,
Whereas,
no, Puff. No, Puff. I agree with that, but the problem here is Sanji's meeting her as a 16-year-old.
I mean, I don't see that has to sour the relationship for the next for the rest of their
No,
freaking
no, no, Puff.
lives.
They're just worried that it's like Sanji and Pudding get to I think what their fear is they get together as a 21-year-old and a
Oh,
16-year-old.
okay.
And yes, that would be fucking Puff. That's why I said what I said, which is I want Sanji to save her and then no contact for a few years. Then we're good. Then we're good. No, Puff. I don't no. I don't think they're saying 5 years is automatically problematic. I think they're just saying that if they get together now, Sanji is a pedophile, which would be bad.
It would not be the
um,
best look. No.
I would not like that. Also, it's going to be so cool seeing some other active factoid be spoiled like the live action, like they did with Garp's relation to Luffy. What?
I think they mean the live action doing plot points earlier
Oh,
than
they
when they
mean
were originally
soiled,
intended.
not spoiled. Because they said, what if Dory and Broggy get axed? Okay. What's funny is this guy said it was his first time hearing about mental propaganda. It wasn't. He watched our original video and forgot because it was that painful.
Dude, the mental propaganda got to him. It blocked his memory.
It's simply why people come up with these kinds of MTR theories for Dragon. They don't acknowledge slavery and fascism as a thing that's really disgustingly wrong. I don't want to say that, but my God, does it feel like that when they keep acting like he needs a reason to hate it? um, I think it's more so just they want it to be more personal because they're dorks.
There's better ways to make it personal. Have it be
Yes.
about Garp. Please.
Oh, here's a legitimately good theory. Robin is a D and her father is Clover's dead unnamed brother. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just fully.
If any of the strats are a D, and I think Robin's the most likely just because of that Clover thing. It'd be
No,
easy
this
to
is
do.
literally literally Clover's dead brother is Robin's dad is the best Straw Hat family theory we have right now by a country mile. Oh, this is a funny thing. Someone's bringing up that some small One Piece YouTuber was like the big ones should raise awareness for Palestine, and then Grand Line Review commented, and the first half was I want to keep my channel away from real life events and let it be escapism. Valid. The second half of his comment is I'm Australian, which is funny and goofy. What a goober.
Yeah.
What a
It's
if he
an
just left the
odd.
first half of
Yeah.
his comment, it would have been
Yeah,
fine.
I think he goes to an odd length to try and justify his position when you don't
It's
have
weird
to.
how he could have just said, "I want to keep my channel apolitical," and it's like, okay, dude. Um,
That's
my
what we do.
theory, yeah, more or less. Um, the most political we got was making fun of chibi reviews for not understanding what a fucking boycott is. Fucking dipshit. Let's see here. Oh, someone pointed out maybe the celestial dragons will go to the moon and be enslaved by Enel. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Dude, I just had the fun. Just okay. So when we finally do the rent a girlfriend video, so we're gonna come. It's like, oh, I can't believe Evil Puff got political because we're gonna say the word feminism maybe 2 or 3 times.
We are mainly about how it feels like it brings oh god, rent girlfriend video is gonna be fun. Let's see here. Bro, love the channel, but you have to learn the definition of fascism. Fascism. I said no. I said it like Aiden Ross. I'm so fucking stupid. Fascism. It isn't a buzzword that means bad guys, and it certainly isn't a coalition of many sovereign kingdoms under a nominal purview of a hereditary aristocracy with a shadow absolute ruler pulling the strings. Dog, the shadow ruler is a fascist.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're just like, okay, I think there was a comment that said they're totalitarian, not fascist. And you know what? Based on I actually caused me to do 10 minutes of googling, and the
Mhm,
10 minutes of googling said totalitarian was the governments have complete control over the media and most aspects of life and culture.
mhm.
And then fascism is that, but also they want to spread it to the rest of the world and take over world domination style. It's okay, it's just the worst version.
No, because basically, when I say the world government is fascist, I don't mean the kingdoms co-aligned for the reverie. I mean, I mean the Gorosei, Eam, CP0, and the Marines that answer to them. They're fascists.
Yeah. Like I think I guess like like if someone does a genocide, are they immediately a fascist? Like maybe odds are pretty good.
It's not guaranteed, but my God, very, very, very likely.
Yeah.
Like, not guaranteed. I do know examples of not. Off the top of my head, the Haitian Revolution was technically a genocide because Haiti expelled all white people from their land, but that was a slave uprising. um, I kind of like the idea that the dark fruit is essentially the water fruit, given that it negates devil fruits and is kind of watery, and it's called dark water. That's cute. It's cute headcanon.
Yeah.
Oda basically had Vegapunk look at the camera and say the conflict between the 20 kings and the ancient kingdom wasn't black and white. Yeah, but also Vegapunk's a
Yeah,
fence-sitting
like
coward.
yeah, he is a fence-sitting coward. Like, there's no reason to really trust him. Like, I'm willing to believe that like there's gonna be like clear villains and clear heroes when we get to that backstory. Like, maybe it'll
There's
be
no
like
way.
there's gonna maybe
Oh yeah,
Joy
you
Boy will
can
be
keep going.
like, oh, maybe Joy Boy will have made a few oopsies and some mistakes or whatever, or like, but like most part, like I think it is gonna be pretty fairly clear cut.
No, we've talked about this before. Joy Boy is obviously going to have flaws because he lost,
Yeah.
but I feel like he's obviously going to be better than the 20 Kingdoms. Next, there's no way S-Hawk could beat Mihawk in a million years. Zoro says it to his face. Well, Zoro's not a reliable narrator, and you don't know how fast S-Hawk
Also,
is going to
I
develop.
don't even think he said that. I think he just said like compared to him, like your eyes aren't as cold or something like that, just to imply
Yeah.
that like Mihawk has less humanity in him than the 6 year the 2 year old test tube baby.
hmm Seems kind of lame to waste Akainu by jobbing him out to a big reverse jumping. Dog, in case it didn't
No no
make it
no
clear based off of the
no no
fact
no no
that
no
we
no.
were laughing our asses off the entire time we said that, we're not being serious.
A, that was a joke, and B, this is the less part of the joke. I want Akainu to straight up like murk 3 guys before he gets to his final
So yeah,
fight.
no, that part's
I
important.
want Akainu to like beat Garp in a 1v1, then suddenly he jumps in and has to fight like Fujitora and Aokiji. He beats them, then like
Mhm.
Luffy and Sabo finally take him down or something.
Next, we got a comment that was very well received. Nami saying she has a weak spot for Navy women is a call to Bellamere. It's still
Definitely.
gay. It's still gay. It's
Was
both.
right. Freud
That
was
is what
right.
half the comments here are, Puff. What's funny is I like all the people denying it. I just commented like this is a very insecure comment section, and then the original commenter is like, "Whoa, dude, we're just having civil discourse here, and you come in with these personal
Yeah,
attacks."
Shiggy, why'd you go in swinging like that? How could you? You
Puff, which all
monster.
I'm saying is that that validates my insecure point, and also it wasn't civil discourse. Everyone was making Freud jokes. It was stupid discourse. I feel like when discussing theories like these, there kind of has to be more than just one axis. I do think a fun thing to do would be a likely to unlikely and then a fun to not fun. I think that could be fun.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone do that for Game of Thrones theories. Um, Monster Point being pseudo wake. Oh, but theirs is likely to likely and then impactful to non impactful. I don't think that's very interesting because impactful to non impactful is like objective.
Yeah, like it kind of sorts itself, I think.
You forgot the fourth thing Shanks does: ignore his poor daughter. Nah, I think that counts as when he's ignoring his poor daughter. What's he doing? Going to weddings, sitting on rocks, and sitting in the jungle. um, my theory. We talked about this. Garp and the drums of oppression. I love that joke. One old theory. This guy brought up a pretty old theory, which is instead of mental propaganda water, it's you can only eat one devil fruit is a lie. That one's a lot more valid, but I still don't believe it solely because we have seen so many suicidally egotistical pirates. One must have tried by now.
Yeah.
Someone brought up a good point, which is Brooks was a God's Knight. Why does he struggle so much? You could say he lost his muscles and that made him way weaker, but also Brooks should have hockey.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Zebek is Hero Look. Zebek is Buggy's dad. Zebek is Dragon's dad. Hell yeah. Um, Zebek is the all blue.
Oh, yo, fire, fire.
To be honest, Jinbei versus Green Bull is a likely Admiral matchup. You know, Jinbei can go punch another racist in the face, and I won't complain. To be fair, Barto did mess with Shanks' friends. Well, my criticism is that it's so weird that he let him go free and then shoot him, which was partially Yasop, but that's just like not just like teaching him a lesson. That's like
it's
pointlessly mean
it's
spirited.
yeah, mean spirited.
Um, let's see here. Someone thinks Killingham might be part Fishman. Puff, that's actually really funny because when you said Killingham, you said the Dellinger fans are gonna come back.
And here they are.
Technically, Garp said you'll have to keep living to find out, which is not as horrible of an answer. No, that's a horrible answer to say when a kid says, "Should I have been born?"
Give the 5-year-old positive affirmations when he's
Yeah.
having doubts
Garp,
about his
just say
existence.
yes. I pray we get a joke Logia who has a water fruit but can't use it because their fruit turns off their power. That would be so fucking funny. Honestly, that sounds like something we'd get in like the One Piece high school spinoff.
Yeah.
Surprising there isn't a theory about Blackbeard knowing where Zebek is buried. That'd be neat. I would kill for this theory is that Luffy wants to eat the moon. That's so fucking funny.
That's cool, but why?
No, but it's so fucking
Luffy heard it about
because
Luffy
it
heard it
looks
was
like
made of
cheese.
cheese. Luffy heard it was made of cheese from Ace and Sabo when he was 4. It's like, oh
Yeah, and he
really?
just believed them.
Whoa. And also Roger at one point said, dude, I want to eat the moon. I want to eat the moon. And Valily's like, you're insane.
Let's see here. Shanks was actually going to let Barto go. It was Yasop. Thank you. I'm pretty sure Luffy thinks sex is some kind of food. He probably does. Someone's just pointing out how like it's really stupid to act like Kuina dying by falling down the stairs doesn't make sense. It's like, dog, she's like 9. She just probably hit her head on like a
Dude,
corner.
it's just as contrived as Shanks losing his arm against the Sea King. These are 2 top tiers. They should be more durable than that.
Oh no, here's something stupid. Shamrock's sword is named Cerberus, but isn't called a devil fruit sword because it's a Cerberus that ate the sword fruit. Oh, you're spitting. Oh, that's bars.
Dude, that would also imply that Cerberuses actually exist somewhere in the One Piece
Yes,
world for
yes.
real.
Ugh, these guys are the no fun police. Doomers and actual dumbasses with no creativity. Dog, this is the video where I cackle about Mr. 1 being Zoro's long lost childhood friend. At this point, I feel like the Beaver cards are wrong all of the time should be a main channel video. That'd take a lot of research. I think that'd be annoying
The
for
thing
you.
is, like, I feel like if I was gonna do that main channel, it would have to be like I'd have to go through like each one, and that would include like typos and like Sanji being in the South Blue and each one being in the one in the blue he's not supposed to be in or whatever, which like just sounds tedious and annoying. Which like I guess that's like worth trying to make a main channel if I wanted to get like really
It
popular
sounds
out there.
really fucking annoying though. Let's see here. The Weeb Commander vid is half true, by the way. No, it's not. He says the leading chopper fruit theory is that he's a Wendigo. That's not the leading theory. That was the leading theory back in fucking 2018. There's a whale named Davy underneath Long Ring. That's fucking hilarious. Why was the marine in Arlong Park a rat? Have we ever seen an animal human without a devil fruit? What? He's not literally a rat. He just looks like one because he's
Yeah,
a rat.
he has whiskers and he has a mouse-like hood.
You forgot Vegapunk said the Lucia was destroyed by an ancient weapon. No, we brought that up. His name is Ryogyoku. Stop calling him Green Bull. And then I hit this guy with, if you were a real pedant, you'd want us to call him Aramaki. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, I call the admirals by their given names half the time. I'm doing it to be a smartass when I say Borsellino, but I'm objectively correct with Sakazuki and Kuzan. He's not Aokiji anymore. He's not an admiral, and his name is not Red Dog Sakazuki anymore. His name is Fleet Admiral Sakazuki. He's no longer the Red Dog. He got promoted.
Guys, if you ever refer to Boa Hancock as Boa, he's gonna ask you which Boa.
I've been saying that since I was like 14. It's my
yeah,
bit.
and he's gonna say it when he's 90.
Yeah. Sure, little men, you were the only ones in the world to think that the man marked by flames might be a fishman. Why would you even say that? I think what we said, you said you have never heard it anywhere else, and I said I saw it on Twitter once. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. Let's see here. As someone
I think
that
some
stopped
people
engaged,
do just like type comments as soon as they come to their mind.
yeah, they don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, someone did the whole thing where they're like, I think the yami yami fruit doesn't grant intangibility unlike other logias because light is its elemental weakness. It's like, you don't need that though. We were already told its weakness. Oh, dude, the guy who wanted us to fix it said thank you. Oh, I love him. Luffy's not asexual, by the way. Oda said he's just locked in too hard. And I asked for a source and I didn't get one. Ah, Randy Troy!
I forgot this just happened? Oh my god!
I sent this to Puff with fucking shock and horror. Hi,
I
Randy
I
Troy.
love that under this video, under like the people, like there's some like auto like inserted people celebrities mentioned thing, and you'll see like Aitro, Oda, Drake the rapper, and then like Randy Troy at the end of the pack, and it's so funny.
Yeah, so Randy Troy commented, which is fun. Randy Troy, I hate your theory. That is all. Um,
You know what would be hilarious?
what?
If underneath he put in a comment, "Getting call."
I would laugh my fucking ass off. I would die laughing. Anyway, if you have a problem with Hancock and Luffy because of the age they met, Sanji and Pudding have a similar problem. No, that's true. With Hancock, I was half joking. Yeah, I was mainly just joking.
You gotta admit the Hancock problem's worse, like literally twice as bad.
It's also just bad because again, even if Luffy was an adult, Luffy has the knowledge of a child and is definitely asexual.
Yeah.
Nami
So
being
like
lesbian isn't.
empirically twice as bad, and then like you have to take Luffy's personality
Yeah.
into account.
Nami being lesbian ain't canon. Okay, you fucking coper. We call that a
Well,
coperino
the
right
thing
there.
is, like, I don't think it'll ever be canonized, but I don't think it'll ever be debunked either.
Yeah. No, but no, basically, the reason we say it is one, it's fun and more likely, and two, I don't know if you guys noticed this, because we do this with Yamato too. The easiest way to clickbait dumbass One Piece fans is just to say the character is on the LGBTQ spectrum. It's
Happy
that
Pride Month,
easy.
everyone.
You people are it's the end of last day of Pride Month. Let's go. We're we're celebrating it by pointing out that it's very easy to piss off One Piece fans by pointing out characters are gay and trans. I do like how people act like One Piece is like One Piece doesn't like gay people. It's like, dog, what are you talking about? Have you met Bon? Luffy loves that guy.
Do you
Um,
remember anything about Impel Down? Do you remember like
remember
anything that
them?
happened?
Yeah, you weirdos. What is the one thing you two absolutely hate about One Piece? I'll try to keep it to the story and not the community, because by God, do I hate the community. What is my least favorite thing about One Piece? That just pisses me off the most.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I mean, like you can think of
I
like certain things, like Pell surviving the bomb,
no,
or
I'll
like
be no, I'll try and say an overarching thing. I've never thought the girls think robots are lame joke was very funny.
I know I remember thinking it was funny at one point.
That's my answer. I don't like the girls don't like robots joke. I think it's like
Hold on, I actually think I have like a very old script in my notes app called like the worst things in One Piece. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so my
Mhm.
least favorite thing is like number one. Where is Brooks 1v1?
Hey,
Where
that'll
is
get
Brooks
changed eventually.
1v1? Where is his goddamn? All he has is the Ryu moment where he gets his ass kicked, and then Zio, which is like that's pretty good. I liked his little speech he gave there. That's cool. And then an off-screen fight with Big Mom. It's like okay, like
Oh yeah.
that was a cool page. But where's my classic good old shonen 1v1 for Brook? Every
All right.
stride has one, but him. Even Jinbei, who joined the latest, he has multiple.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's.
Two is I think Dragon's buildup has just been a little lackluster,
You've
but
made a whole main channel video on that. You don't gotta talk about that here. We can
that's like based on a blog I made like way back in the day.
we
So I'm
can
not sure of
link
how
main
well that's
channel.
aged. Yeah.
And if you want to see me disagree with him, go through the Bad One Piece Opinions archive. I'm not
Number
gonna find the episode
okay,
for
yeah,
you. Fuck
and
you.
number three, where is Hornpoint? Oda has underutilized Hornpoint.
He
I
only
genuinely
used it
believe this.
once ever. In Puff, you know what I would
Once
actually argue? It's
ever.
not just Oda. The anime also uses it. Do you see it in movies ever?
The thing is, I only remember Hornpoint being used twice. Once in Fisher Island when he first used it, and then like
Mhm.
he briefly like transformed into it when he fought Giola, but never really used it for anything. It was
Right,
just like
right.
we saw him in Hornpoint for some reason. Uh, okay, next. Okay, I have here on this list Reverie disappointing, but I don't even agree with this. I think it's just the way the community hyped it up at the time as being like the
Oh
best
yeah,
arc
no,
ever.
we thought it was gonna be the Kage Summit.
Yeah, you know, like like people like I was hyping it up at the time too, but after it ended, I'm like, oh, okay, so it was just like fun info dumps for a bit.
It
And
was
other people were
barely
like,
even an
dude,
arc,
and
yeah.
other people were like, dude, these 9 chapters are better than all of Whole Cake Island. Like,
No,
shut up,
especially because like
shut
we
up.
we were drip fed more info about the Reverie as Wano went on.
Yeah.
Like we were
Uh,
fed it in
yeah.
chunks.
Number five, I
More
think
proof that
Bo.
it's not an arc.
Yeah. Number five, I think Boa Hancock's like character arc could have been portrayed a bit more like clearly, like showing like okay, like um like she's
This is
like
what I was
she's
doing wrong. This is what I'll do to not do it
yeah,
anymore.
because like she
Basically,
still
just
kind
that.
of like was like her being like giving the cold shoulder to herself just like one thing, but then like her like turning them into stone and like threatening to kill them is like another. So it's like I would have liked to see
Yeah,
like
just it would be nice if it was more obvious that she's not going to do that anymore,
yeah
and
show
for
like
better reasons than she than and for better reasons than
then
she's
she
too
got
busy
distracted by
liking
Luffy.
Luffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was funny. The Lunarians are on the mural. They're above Joy Boy with black wings. Wrong mural, buddy.
6. I think I would. This was like a very particular complaint. I think I would have literally just liked to hear Kinemon say, "Why didn't you ask us for help when they were in the cage before the execution?" I think I would have literally just wanted that one line
That would have
inserted
been
into.
neat.
Yeah,
I honestly think someone other than Kinemon asking. I feel like that's something Ashura Doji would have asked.
yeah. One of the scabbards. All right, and then I have 7. Luffy being a mythical zone, which is my the whole thing that was in the end of my main channel. But it's like that's a bit. I think it's a bit like something you didn't necessarily have to do. You could have just made the awakening with the gum fruit.
If you want to see a more in-depth talk on that, find the Evil Puff video. Fuck you.
And that's it. That's the
Woo.
7 worst things in One Piece aside from like obvious stuff like Pell surviving the bomb.
Honestly, I'm more mad about Pound being alive than Pell.
That's true. Like, cause like Pell, I never like liked him that much, but Pound is like I love Pound. His setup was so good.
Pound's death made me sad.
Yeah.
Here's funny. Small correction. Kuzan's fruit isn't temperature based either. It's cold, not it's not cold, it's ice. His devil fruit is literally translated to the feeling of it being cold. That's why it's chilly. You could argue about his powers, but it's literally cold or chilly. Fuck off.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say that like it's like the glint fruit, where it's like okay, like it's kind of like named after an effect light has and not light itself.
Yeah, but it's just like I'm calling it cold because that's the name. Puff, I do love this. The world government is
Oh, that's it. That's
totalitarian,
the
not
one. That's the one.
fascist. No, Puff, I love this because their immediate reply is, I don't know if that's true, actually. Good joke. This is one of the funniest things we've ever gotten.
People need to just keep using that nerd emoji. I don't see
It
it
is
often
good.
enough.
Shanks and Roger were father figures to Luffy and Shanks. Luffy is an older brother, maybe babysitter. Oh, okay. They commented before we said that. All right. Loki for Straw Hat looking pretty good this week. It's looking not ass.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, just
I will
the
always.
fact that like Luffy like mentioned the thought like already skyrockets it way up from where it used to be.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like you guys hate theories at all. Yeah, we're actually really nice in these because we're not yelling about the ones we hate.
Yeah.
Which Western versus Eastern dichotomy? The dragons? Because there is a dichotomy. Eastern and Western dragons are distinctly different. I said there isn't a dichotomy because, like, if you actually get into dragon lore, we are being kind of minimalistic with that. Where it's like, even if you want to say, even though it's more like body shape, like one of the most famous drawings of a European dragon is it's like the size of a fucking dog and it looks like a snake. Um,
Yeah,
but
like
beyond that,
that's the
but
thing
beyond that,
about like
Eastern Western is also kind of fucked up, Puff, because like the West includes North and South America, and like Quetzalcoatl is a lot more like the Azure Dragon than like a
yeah,
European
like it,
dragon.
like it's kind of reductive where it's just like all right, like a better question like isn't like oh why do so many cultures have stories or like depictions of dragons? It's why do we classify so many things as dragons to begin with? Like I literally had I used to have a friend who thought dragons were real at one point, and he thought because different
Badass.
cultures had like different like their own versions of dragons was like proof of that. I'm
Hmm.
like okay, what do the Greek Hydra, the Japanese Ryu, like the Azure Dragon, that
Hmm.
guy, the Western like dragons from like Arthurian tales, and Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon have in common, other than the fact that they're all lizards who breathe fire. And even then, they're not even all lizards. Eastern dragons are more closely associated with like fish.
Also, well, yeah, Eastern dragons are fish and snakes, and Toothless is a salamander with the mannerisms of a cat.
Yeah. And
um,
again, the
basically,
Hydra is like a completely different beast from all of this.
yeah. No, basically,
Or like
sorry,
the
I was
luck
being too.
dragon. Like I remember,
Basically,
I
sorry.
remember as a kid, my brother had like this really fun book of like different like dragons from different cultures, and like it is
Hmm.
fun seeing like literally how different they were. Like you'd see the Hydra on one page, and then on the next you'd see this little like weird fucker with a huge head from like
Hell
some
yeah.
like yeah, and then like on the next you'd see like literally a giant mermaid that would cause tidal waves.
Hell yeah. Basically, just with Eastern versus Western, I was being ultra woke. On the Blank's mom is a sex slave, been a go-to backstory. Duh, you may not know who your daddy is, but you know you came from a woman. 80% of people have a mom they can identify with, not wanting to see her suffering. Okay, but it's still lazy. It's still
Yeah.
lazy. It's like saying every backstory should be their dog died, because most people would be sad if their pet died. Um,
Well, I mean, everyone has a mom, but not everyone has a pet, Cheeky. Come on.
about to move out of an extremely controlling household, and I just watch these videos when I have downtime. Glad we can provide emotional comfort to people.
That's what we're here for.
I don't know, I'm really not a shipper, but I think out of all the potential Straw Hat pairings, Luffy Nami kinda seems feasible. I think kinda seems the most feasible is like the nicest way to put it.
Yeah, because they're just like main guy and main girl. So it's just like, you
Yeah.
know.
Or you're Morge and you think it's Oda's favorite ship. Um, well, also Luffy and Vivi are obviously just platonic friends, no matter how you look at it. What a fucking dork. Along with Frankie Robin, for reasons you guys mentioned, lol. I see how their dynamic can be turned into it. Couple like, yeah, like I just don't think it's gonna happen because it doesn't fit what we actually know about Luffy and Nami when you think about it.
Yeah.
Smoker becoming Neo Marines, yeah, he'll probably do that. Blackbeard, I got turned into a cow. Can I go home? Why would the ancient weapon create? Why would the ancient kingdom create ancient weapons if they were good people? Cough. The entire point of Frankie's backstory. Cough.
Well, okay, if we're gonna
That they're
draw
just.
parallels to Frankie's backstory, then that could imply that someone in the Ancient Kingdom was a cool inventor guy, and then another guy in the Ancient Kingdom was like, "Damn, this is really cool. I want to blow up an island with this." And he's like, "Wait, what? Don't! I
No,
made it to."
also that's hilarious. That's literally the Oppenheimer meme. Except the difference is when that happened to Frankie, he was a child.
Yeah,
Like a grown adult, like either a child made the ancient weapons, which is really funny, or a grown adult is like, wait, my island destroyer 5000 is being used to destroy islands. Fucking
like
dumbass.
maybe like maybe we're gonna learn that it was for some other purpose. Like I don't know, maybe like meteorites were a problem back in the day, and he
Oh, I
needed
guess
to
that would
use it
make sense because
to
yeah,
blow
Frankie's
meteorites
made
out of the
his
sky.
Frankie made his to fight sea kings, and then they were repurposed. So maybe
Yeah.
isn't Bonnie the case for the slave mother? No, she's a case against it because it already happened.
Yeah, it's kind of like Luffy's mom being a celestial dragon seems a lot less likely now that like both Bonnie and Shanks have come from celestial dragon
Yeah.
lineage. Because if you want to do like a story about like someone like who's not a celestial dragon struggling with the fact that they're related to celestial dragons, you have two other characters to work with already. So like,
Someone's guess is the Revs will fight the Gods Knights or the Five Elders on Marijois, while the Straw Hats will fight Eam and some goons on Laugh-Tail. Maybe. I don't care. I don't know what the geography is going to be.
yeah.
And of course, all right, Randy Troy commented, I don't need to feel beta reactions anymore. Oh boy, we're on to the fucking third one. We're getting there, Puff. Hooray.
Woohoo.
Tell me when you're too tired to stay alive.
Oh, by the way, I should we should probably say this now. We kind of have an idea for the next video after this. So the next we're planning another tier list called it's gonna be about like chosen
How
ones.
chosen one protagonists are in
Not like
story.
how good they are like narrative wise. We'll probably talk
Like
about that as
literally
we
just
bring them
how
up. But like
chosen
literally
one-y
like
they are.
in universe, how chosen one-ish were they?
Yeah. So if you have any fun ideas for that, give them.
Yeah.
Um,
We
let's
got a
see
lot of
here.
obvious ones when it comes to like popular anime and manga, but like, you know, if you have any like funner, more obscure examples that could be talked about.
I feel like the world government would allow Nico worship worldwide. They don't. Who's who fears for his life? For a reason, dude.
And all he did was hear the name.
Yeah. Isn't Kuma's Bible a book of places Bonnie wanted to go? Yeah, fucking whoops. Um, do you have a good idea for why Rayleigh and Gabon didn't try to save Ace at Marineford?
Because they
In
didn't know that
order,
he was his son.
main one, they didn't know. Two, even if they did, Scoppers and Scopper is at fucking Elbath.
Yeah.
Three, they old. New generation can handle it. Leave it to them. Um, let's see. Okay, I'm lazy to check, but did you guys already cover Frankie will build Pluton? I think it's more fun he turns Sunny into a super Pluton.
Yeah.
Um, is it hard to believe that Kaido is a toxic male who wouldn't want to raise girls to begin with? So he raised Yamato as a son since birth? Yes, because there's no evidence of that. And also, when I think of a toxic male raising their daughter, I don't think of them raising them to be a man. I think of them raising them and forcing them to be hyper feminine. You fucking goober.
Like, like, why would let's talk about the way Kaido's interacted with other women in the crew. Did he treat like the like Black Mari or Ulti different from the other Toby
He
Roppo?
literally raised Ulti when after her dad died.
Yeah.
And like,
Like again, like he has like he has like a big sister figure in Linlin, and you know, like you could say like he treats her like he calls her names, but like it's mutual. They treat each other like siblings, and they actually care about each other somewhat
and
on
then
some
Black
level.
Maria hangs off of Kaido's arm and he kind of just doesn't seem to care either
No, no,
way.
no. That's part of the toxic thing because they're only useful if they can, cozy up to him and
I
be.
don't think he's asking her to. I think she's doing it because she wants to. Um, Shamrock hiding behind a cloak to meet his own bosses feel like they could hit him with this could have been an email. That's very funny. The way I see it, if Shanks wanted to be removed, blah blah blah. This basically just if Shanks like it's the thing of like Shanks's arm should be symbolic, not a literal mechanic thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think Katakuri let Luffy win is a meme theory. Dog, how young are
It was
you?
not a meme theory. Oh my god.
Unironically, how
I
young are
was
you
in
if you
the
think that?
fucking trenches. There were hordes of people who unironically believed this, and I was in the trenches on the
Yeah.
Amino.
No, Puff, you have cited Katakuri versus Luffy as being one of the things that made you get more into active analysis because people were actually pissing you off.
Yeah, I know. Like
Um,
literally, I was like, "Oh man, this fight was so cool," and then people were like, "Oh, this fight's
oh,
stupid," and
fuck.
then like, also, I think Katakuri. Also, I think Katakuri threw the fight. I'm like, okay, that sounds wrong, and I need to prove that you're wrong. So I reread the fight, look at like panels, and be like, okay, this is an internal monologue. If a character is saying something in an internal monologue, it probably means they believe it to be true.
Yeah, that kind of just is a given.
Yeah. Like literally, I had to think about stories in ways I didn't do so before to try and like debunk people about their thoughts on this fight because I didn't like them.
No, I've said this before. Nothing makes you better at analysis than being mad at people who are dumb. Like, SAO. Nothing made me like SAO more than realizing how stupid people's takes on SAO was.
Spite is a great motivator.
It is. No, I've said that. Spite is why I'm good at analysis. Um, let's see here. If Robin is getting reversed by Eam and goes into her demon form, would she come out as an angel? I don't fucking care. Um,
That'd be funny.
Jupiter's actual color scheme and his hair is white. It is? That's so fucking funny. Okay. um, I have a different theory. I think the One Piece is a tree from the Void Century. Is this O'Hara and his many trees? It makes sense why the Roger Pirates were too early as the tree wasn't grown yet. That's cute.
Oh right, like we should. I think this is kind of like a subsect of theories we kind of ignored. Is like why was Roger too early?
Yeah.
I think the most likely answer
Big
is like
egg.
Shira. I think the most likely answer is Shirahoshi,
Shirahoshi.
but
Yeah.
like it could be there could be more to it.
Also, Big Egg. We didn't review any Big Egg theories. That's a waste.
That is true. Do you remember when Momo was the thing in the big egg?
Yeah, dude. The origin of Lucky Roo's speed comes from people thinking he's based on Lucky Luke. Someone watches O'Hara. Um. Uh. Let's see here. Let's see here. Polgar literally mentions the sun god while he does so in passing. But also, we know the sun god he's talking about is the snake, which raises so many fucking questions.
Yeah.
Um. No, you were right, Shiki. Magi's mangaka is a woman. Fuck, I should have assumed I was right.
Yeah, no, I remember, I knew that, and like when you said, it, I was like, wait a second, huh? Is he right
No,
about
here's
this?
here's how that happened. I was playing a game with Chas where I had to guess, or I had to name female mangaka, and I said Magi, and I think Google AI lied to him, and then I just believed him. So oops. um, the theory I've had for a while is that there are two god fruits. I feel like there should be four if we're getting any, or three. That we should be getting. No, yeah, we should be getting four if we're getting any because there's four gods.
Yeah, or like
Like if
technically
we get
more because like we have like the Buddha fruit and
No, but if we mean like the One Piece world deities, I either want all four or only the one.
Is that their official name, the One Piece world deities?
Yes, that's what I'm calling them. Fuck you. Um, let's see here. Oh yeah, Clover is confirmed a D and didn't die smiling. Let's go. Oh yeah, we accidentally spoiled some people with this one. Oops a daisy. Can you make a tier list on what fictional worlds you want to get isekai in? I think we got to put a twist on it. I haven't decided yet, but we're gonna put a twist on that to make it more funny.
Hmm.
I'll come up with something. The series I would love to hear you guys talk about is Moggy. I would love to talk about Moggy.
Magi's really good. Magi's
It
so
is.
good.
It's very good.
It's
All
unironically
that
one of my favorite battle show, and I love it so much.
all the wacky gender stuff in Wano can ease wacky gender stuff. It's just there's two trans people. That's not that wacky. Um, can easily be solved by accepting that Wano is actually the One Piece world capital of gender studies. That's stupid. It's the new Kama Queendom. Get it right. If anything is the capital. um, Also, given the stuff in the new chapter, the warning about Elbaf being time dilation, is definitely because time dilation. No, you goober. Um,
Yeah, like, I
because
think
shit.
someone pointed out like a clear hole is that like Gabon aged normally for a human,
Yeah, I
despite living
told you
on there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we can tell that Gabon's hair is half gray. Like what? Not really. Like when Gabon says how many years has it been, and Shanks says a different amount. It's it's because it's just because it's the old guy, young guy thing. Young guy's living through his teenage years. It feels exhausting. Gabon's old and retired. Time's not moving for him.
Yeah, it's like when you ask like, hey nephew, how old are you again? 20. I thought you were 6. Oh
Shit,
wow.
yeah. It's just a joke of like last time I saw you, you were only this high. I don't have time for weak ass Yamato gender discourse. I dealt with Giselle gender discourse. Fuck off. Giselle gender discourse is way easier. It's just Giselle's obviously trans and Yubichika is obviously a prick. That's literally it. Giselle's trans and Yubichika's a fucking asshole. Naruto's speed scaling sucks. Haku in the Land of Waves is stated to be as fast as light. Nice try. Haku was holding back. um, Sanji has to break his rule against hitting women to unlock Conqueror's Hockey is a theory. It's a stupid one.
Dude, what if he could only have Conqueror Saki because he has to be a prince to all women?
I like that. Let's see here. Um, I like the idea that Shanks did lie to Luffy about the Nika fruit just because it'd be funny if in Luffy's brain it's like I am the Hito Hito no Mi model and Shanks slaps Luffy's head. You ate the gum gum fruit. Luffy's like, oh, I guess I ate the gum gum fruit because it's funny. Um, hey, I'm the guy who asked you to read Oshinoko. Please don't. Fuck you. I'm reading it. You can't stop me. I've like people say it's like dog. People hate Rent a Girlfriend, and I still think it's good. Um, I think Jesus and Muhammad legit lived and died in the One Piece verse. That'd be fucking badass. Um,
I just imagine the Hito Hito no Mi model Jesus.
hell yeah. Um, Someone brought up a good point, Puff, which is when we brought up Luffy being the reincarnation of Joy Boy and how there is or Nika and how there isn't much proof of that. When we brought up instances of reincarnation, we didn't bring up devil fruits.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
Valid.
it was never called like reincarnation. It was just that the fruit reappeared somewhere. They never
Oh
used the
no, I
word
think it is called
reincarnation.
reincarnation. I
Oh,
thought it was called that.
they did.
I think it's
When?
called that in Dressrosa. I might be wrong.
Okay, don't think so. Cause like that's when we learned about it. So I thought I would remember that.
Well, I mean, technically we learned about it with Smiley, but
Well, yeah, but like it was formally explained on Dressrosa. So I
yeah.
thought like if it was in text form.
Yo, Sanji Joestar, what the fuck is this? This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Why is Blue Jam here? You tell me you didn't watch the April Fool's video? How dare you? Frequent viewer, how dare you? Um, I very strongly believe they indeed laughed of despair or something because the true story of the One Piece world would have been discovering the very despair. No, that's lame because because Roger's laugh is pure joy, and that's the be all end all there.
Well, is that just
And
your
Chainsaw,
interpretation, Cheeky?
yeah, no, that's fucking. It's called I Have Eyes. Um, the Straw Hats getting hockey training definitely belongs in the There's a Better Version of this. Well, yeah, it's called Some Need Hockey Training, and by some I mean Usopp. Leaving this here for when Eam is a woman, good for you. Holy, that's too many theories. You know what, champ? We're saving this for a different video.
Dude, why don't you just like make your own list?
Hey, champ, we're saving that for a different video. Thanks, though. um, let's see here. Kuma's Bible has a cross and sun on it. Fascinating. Let's see here. Kid and Law should join up with Dory and Broggy, and should be like co-captains. That'd be so fucking funny.
But like, they
Head.
don't seem like they'd get along the way Dory
I
and
know
Brogy do.
that's why it'd be
Like Dory and Brogy are
funny.
rivals, but like they seem to like enjoy each other's company.
Oh, someone did give a funny headcanon reason, where the reason Kaido doesn't care that Yamato's like, I'm trans, is because Kaido always wanted a son, and he's like, you know what? I'll take it. You better surpass Odin's son.
I guess like another
Have we
weird
had?
thing about that comment where it's like, is it hard to believe Kaido's a toxic man? It's like, is it okay? It's not hard to believe that a villain has other bad qualities, but also everything we know about the process of Yamato choosing to live as a man is that it was their decision because they thought Odin was really
Yeah.
cool. And then when they brought up to Kaido, Kaido locked him up, and years later, still refers to Yamato as his son.
Yeah. Have we had Rayleigh as Mihawk's father yet? Honestly, we've never talked about that, which is crazy. This is a funny
Right.
theory.
That is.
Vinland Saga is ending soon. Sorry, Doc. I don't like Vinland Saga, and I don't want to finish it.
I like Vinland Saga, and I will pick it back up once it finishes.
I know. No, I think I'm the only person in the cult who has read and didn't like it. And what's even worse is when I say why I didn't like it.
How far
I
did you
didn't.
get into it?
I got to where uh big important man died. I got a little past there.
Okay. Can I tell you what my I think what my favorite scene is?
If you say I have no enemies, I'm going to rip your
It's
head
not
off.
that. It's not that.
Okay, good, because Mocha brings that up once a week.
All right, I think my favorite scene is like literally like how Thorfinn's character development is that like he was like a revenge hungry
Yeah.
psychopath who killed a bunch of people, and now like he's trying to be a pacifist. Like the ultimate test they give him like in the first arc, like after the whole slave thing, is literally
Mhm.
there's a fight horny maniac with a spear who keeps trying to challenge him, and then at the end, when the climax comes, like Thorfinn, he has a knife in his hand, he looks at it, he throws it away, it says he's just gonna use his hands. It's like, why would you do that? And he says, oh, I don't want to play on easy mode.
That's funny. I th- no, that's my thing is like the main reason I didn't like Vinland is because I couldn't stand Askeladd, which I know is a very hot take.
Hmm.
I just didn't like him like at all.
Okay. Okay, mister.
No, I know, very spicy. I couldn't stand him.
I'm trying to imagine what a 13-year-old would say to defend this right now.
You
But
just
you
don't
like
like.
Griffith. But you like Griffith.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't like him because he's a bad person. I didn't like his vibes. I didn't vibe with the man. I don't know what to say. But that's another funny thing. You know who's another beloved edgy character who I don't vibe with, and this one's crazy.
Who?
I have never vibed with King Bradley. Very spicy, I know. I'm a spicy man.
I don't know. It seems like you're I feel like you have to be spicy to like Bradley because Bradley's such a cool guy.
That's so true. Yeah, you must be lame if you dislike Bradley. You
Exactly.
must be
Exactly.
exact. I like Bradley and I'm cool. So, um, I have a theory that claims Nami is Shanks' daughter. This is a joke theory, but thank you. Let's see here. Luffy is my goat, but the only way he beats any of the big three is if we bullshit 2 and 4. That's true. For planetary power scaling, given the Looney Tunes nature of Gear 5, I could definitely see the world getting comically cracked in half. That'd be funny. I like how they argue that the D clan isn't persecuted by pointing out Garp and Saul, then argue that Eam can't be a woman because subtext says Eam is sexist. There are powerful women in the Marines. Dog, when we said that the D clan isn't persecuted, we mean they are not literally hunted down and killed. That was the context when we
Yeah,
said that.
maybe they were at one point, but Eam has expressed disinterest in like, trying to hunt them down.
Whereas like it's kind of just being like it's the difference between like I don't know, if you have a D in your last name, are you less likely to get hired for a fucking government position? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I hate how many theories or critiques of One Piece I see revolve around the idea that if a character is super strong, they should always be acting at full strength. That is goofy.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, to just kind of like, you're kind of taking the fun out of it if like you can't have like a weaker character do anything to anyone stronger than them in any situation whatsoever.
yeah. My theory is that the man marked by flames is going to be Otis' take on the legend of Davy Jones, and the Straw Hats on the way to the next island get sucked into his locker through a whirlpool and have a Skypiea-type self-contained arc where he will be a sympathetic villain. That my evidence is it would be cool and fun. That's good evidence.
It's the
My
best
evidence
evidence.
against it is we don't have time for that shit, unfortunately. um, I'm a big fan of the theory that the One Piece is under Reverse Mountain because it's an X. Yeah, well, yeah, it's two X's, which yeah, it's a cute idea. Um, let's be honest, the only reason that theory exists is so that people can look at Spicy Art of Yamato and say they aren't gay. Yep, I made that joke in the first bad One Piece opinions. What did I say? Oh yeah, I said no matter how you feel about Yamato, jerking off to Rebecca's weirder.
I
um,
still stand by the fact that these are fictional
no,
people
don't
and I
make no.
don't
You shut
care.
up. My own personal theory is that whatever happens to Lucia has to be related to somebody in Dane's lobby. That's fair.
Yeah.
I have a theory that Akainu and Luffy will fight on the same team during a mini truce. Maybe. Um, I hope Oda does something about the fact that Usopp did nothing on both Wano and Egghead. He did something on Wano. You're wrong.
I mean,
Next.
like, it was very small, and
But like, it was a good scene. It was a good scene. It was a very good scene.
yeah, but like, that's
Um,
not enough for some people if
no,
Usopp's
and
your
then they
favorite
say they
character.
want him to have a Water 7S dialogue about being outscaled, but I don't think that counts. Because like it's not the same. Like his inadequacy in like Usopp was regularly getting actually fucking like Usopp wasn't just doing very little. He was borderline worthless in Skypiea, and he was actually dead weight during Long Ring. At least that's what he thinks. Is he because even when he tries something, it fails. Like he tried saving Nami, but then Sanji had to blow himself up. He tried the rejectile, and then he lost because Foxy slowed him down. Like like he feels useless because his best attempts fail. I heard people say Nami is a bad character because she doesn't get any character development outside of Arlong Park. People are so fucking smart, dude.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say that's like technically true, but also like development is like shown and illustrated after the fact, like in Skypiea.
You
Like
have
you
a
could
goon
say
code.
like oh, the Nami stopped caring about like treasure, and like started caring more about personal relationships,
Hmm.
like after Arlong Park or whatever. Well, I mean that was
Yeah,
true before because again she was only getting money to like save Kokoyashi, but like whatever. She like says like what good is money if I end up all alone and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that.
All right, I have a Goonko theory. When Eam possesses Goonko right before shit, she has a flashback, and when possessed, her hair grows. I imagine right before she got possessed, the contract broke, making her age a little before Eam took control. Oh, that's cute. Um, who the hell was Uta being paralleled with up top? I will hurt you. You won't hurt me. Uta was being paralleled with Ado, the person who sings Uta's songs.
Yeah, like literally on the album cover for like the film Red soundtrack, it's literally a picture of a doe drawn by Oda beside a picture of Uta.
Yeah, that's the joke, is that they have blue hair, so that's Buggy's musical daughter.
Yeah.
Usopp had a cross and throw a bark, same with Chopper. That's not cross imagery though. That's just
That's
having
well, I
one.
mean, it's literally it's imagery, but like it's not like we're associating like
Yeah, yeah.
cross symbolism with Usopp's character.
Loki has no fruit and has been bluffing. That'd be so funny, but I don't think it's true because he's shackled by Sea Stone. Um, I think that the Shanks of Bismarck theory. Yeah, no, we've talked about that. What about Hibari is Akainu's daughter and will marry Kobe? I don't give a shit if she marries Kobe. I don't fucking care.
We
I
did
only
talk about the
care.
first half of that.
We've talked about this. We only care about Sakazuki's relationship to Hibari. Um, I like how y'all
I
say
think the
emu.
second half does make it funnier if it's just like literally a kind who's like looking. It's like, oh my daughter Hibari, I love you. Then Hibari's like, I want to marry Kobe. It's like, oh,
No.
you're.
um, I am new here. I just want to say your videos are fire, man. You guys are very, very entertaining, but I can't help but notice the lacks of cuts to images. Dog, that's what's funny about you being new here. We usually aren't this lazy. By we, I mean Puff. I
Yeah,
don't do
yeah.
shit. I am
Also,
always the same amount of lazy. Um,
this is a side channel.
yeah.
This is a
Um,
side channel.
yes. Someone's like, well, I don't care about Saint Jupiter. Might be a traitor. Oh, Peter, and his name is Jew Peter. I don't care. Christian imagery in One Piece is pretty lacking. With the
Dude,
Oni
I literally
Moria
made
thing,
the joke that Zora will cut off Jupiter's ear to
that is funny.
parallel the scene
Yeah.
where Peter, like Jesus' disciple, cuts off the Roman soldier's ear when he tried to take Jesus away.
Nice. Next, Oni Unhuman. Haha. That's a bad argument for Emu not being a woman. Do you? Oh, is the comment I got pissed at. For reference, when Puff sent me this comment, we were in call watching, I think, Harry Potter, and every 10 minutes I would say, God, that fucking comment. Because I'd remember another thing I didn't like about it. That's a bad argument for Emu not being a woman. Do you see how many women are currently in high positions in administration that is doing unprecedented damage to women's rights and health right now? There are many women who will sell out their entire demographic for power. We see that every day, that there are women who will support fascism and subjugation of other women because it doesn't affect them at all. Who is Eam selling out to? Eam is the ruler of the fucking world. There's no selling out. Second of all, more
like
importantly,
presumably if Emu wanted to, they could make a matriarchal structure in society where women
easily.
have more power because Eam has,
Next,
as far as we
next
can tell,
bigger
is just
one.
the ultimate epic dictator of the entire world.
Next bigger one. We're going to be thinking about this not in universe lore, but symbolism. The symbol of the thing that is racist, sexist, and homophobic, the ultimate symbol of that being not a minority, not a woman, and not gay, just makes more sense. Like, it's pretty fucking simple.
Yeah, you know, they're not a fishman. They're a person of royal lineage who believes that their lineage is the coolest and bestest.
It's just that. It's the less minority they are, the more it makes sense. Thor D of the Coast. Oh, ha ha ha. Wapple Metal Enhanced Kid and Usopp Slingshot eating a devil fruit. Hell yeah. Wapple Metal Enhanced Kid sounds really fucking funny.
Oh my god, it is so funny to imagine Kid's big power just being he found Wapple metal.
Wapo Metal.
Oh my god, I'm
I
dying.
left my ass. I scrolled too far. All right, we're on to the last one, Puff. We're almost done.
Alrighty. How long have we been?
Probably too fucking long.
Almost 2 hours. Okay, let's
Hell
get
yeah.
this.
We'll go fast. Kid, Wapple, Metal, Railgun, whatever. What's with the Gene Boat? Watch. I was hoping that the final villain is the red-haired pirate, specifically in the Davy back fight. Haha.
The Dave Effect
uh,
doesn't seem like something that'd be the final battle. It seems more
no.
like a preamble to the final battle.
A spin-off series came out years ago where Kobe is a school child and his love interest father is Sagazuki. I knew that. Um, what are your thoughts on people saying that the Blackbeard pirates said the burn scar government thing was a red herring? It could be, but I think it'd have to be explored more before it could be a good red herring.
Yeah, because if it's just brought up then dismissed, like it'd be like kind of a weird inclusion.
Yeah. Please stop talking over each other. It makes it really hard to listen, lol. Valid? Then we got a really, really funny reply. I wanted to say exactly this. They are being rude to each other and their audience. Dog,
Oh no,
I don't care if we're rude
I
to the
was rude
audience. You
to
guys
my
have to cope.
audience.
Puff and I are being rude to each other. This is how we talk.
Also, like again, like it's 90% of it is like Discord lag.
Oh, yeah, no. Especially now that my internet is super fast and yours is normal. Puff, I will listen back to recordings and I am interrupting you in recordings when I didn't think I was in real time. Never got into Food Wars. What was the ending like? And then someone replied, imagine if the One Piece final villain was Evil Ace with the Hito Hito no Mi modeled Dika and he one-shot a dragon. That is a very good
That is
explanation of the
literally
start of
kind of
that
what
arc.
they do.
It's also worse than that because evil cooking. We cook evilly. It's so fucking.
No,
I
you know,
hate the
dude,
final arc of
it would
evilly.
be like if the final arc of Hunter x Hunter was like the movie, the last mission. It's
The
like this is
Dark Nen.
evil, Dark Nen, but also those evil. They also like kind of take like they don't like defeat Netero when like the other parts, but they incapacitate him or like keep him distracted. But like, imagine if like literally like one of the mooks like killed Netero in the beginning of that movie. That's the final arc of Food Wars.
I don't like this. I don't like this theory about Blackbeard stealing the devil fruit because of his dark fruit. Because I want Blackbeard's double devil fruit thing to have to do with his body. Next. Fuck. Oh, that's so stupid. No, generally, the Food Wars ending is so fucking bad. Puff, it's so bad because the main villain before that is a perfect villain. What's the perfect antagonist to Soma, who's an unconventional, goofy gaffster who comes from a cafe? A guy who only wants by the book, puritanical cooking methods. Perfect villain. You know what's a terrible villain? Evil underworld black market cooking. Ooh, mm.
Oh no,
Fuck.
Soma! He's gonna cuck you and start dating Erica
Oh
if you're
no,
not
she's
careful!
she's so evil. Her mixer is a chainsaw. I hate it because if the chainsaw girl was an individual character in a different arc, I'd love her. But on her own, it's like she's
But
so
she's followed
evil.
by like four chainsaw girls all lined up is the thing.
Or like, do you remember that guy who's like, after I'm done with this taste test, I'm gonna kill myself with a gun. And Soma has to cook food so good he doesn't do that. What? Oh god,
Oh
that
my
arc is
god.
such a
Dude,
fucking
people
mess.
talk about like, like on Naruto or Bleach falling. No, dude, let's do like 10,000 video essays about how the Food Wars final ending sucked shit.
It's actually like it hurts my Puff. That's the main reason I never want to rewatch or reread Food Wars because I know what's coming.
I think if I ever do, I'm gonna stop at the second to last arc.
What's funny is you can and you'll be completely satisfied.
I think the only thing they don't like leave you satisfied is that like Erica never says, "Oh yeah, Soma, I loved your cooking," even though they had like a scene where she could have easily said that in
I
the
mean, they
second to last.
team up, which is good enough.
Yeah, good enough, I guess.
I also don't like that. I also I don't even like Erina and Soma's. We're yapping out Food Wars. I also don't like Erina and Soma's final thing because the whole point is like Soma. The only way you'll become a better cook than me is when you have a woman who you love cooking for, and that's Erina. And I feel like what's weird is Soma never beats her once, and that feels weird. Like
I'm,
literally in their big final cook-off, Erina wins. It's like I get her being better than him on average, but him never winning feels so weird.
I thought the idea was that like once she admits that your cooking is good, that like that would be his victory,
Like
and
that's
like
kind of.
and like
But like
her
the
and
joke
like
there is she's
her like
always thought his
yeah, I know,
cooking
but
was
like
good.
or like like oh her high standards is also what will also help Soma keep reaching new heights or whatever.
That part is true though. That
That
part is
yeah,
true.
that part is true.
Um, yeah. Whereas like she's always liked his cooking. Let's see here. Gear 666 Devil Man. Fuck yeah. I personally like Blackbeard more because this is about who's gonna be the main villain because he's been in the story longer. In that case, Buggy should be the main villain because he's the most reoccurring villain.
But also, like there are like instances like like Zeref and Actinologia. Like Zeref like was in the story like a lot longer than Actinologia, but it makes sense to fight Actinologia after because like Zeref like fear of the future was a big thing and like Actinologia was the future he feared. So seeing the like the characters overcome that after they defeat Zeref like just kind of like is satisfying and makes sense.
Yeah, also, like Zeref is name dropped early on, but Acnologia and Zeref are both physically shown for the first time in the same arc.
Yeah.
Um,
Like there was always a clear dichotomy between them, and you could actually say a very similar thing with Blackbeard and Emu, because like one's ultimate oppression, the other and like control, the other's like ultimate like anarchy.
yeah. Um,
Which is also weird because like literally in Marineford they have that one spread where like literally it's Blackbeard and Akainu like shown as like ultimate authoritarianism and militarism and ultimate
nice.
anarchy together.
Yeah.
But like we're gonna switch out Akainu with Emu because like
Who's like a better encapsulation.
yeah, I think for a while Akainu was actually like the pick for like the end game villain like in during Marineford discussion for that reason.
I think when it was between Sakazuki and Teach, I was heavily leaning towards Teach because Sakazuki just kind of doesn't represent it. But Eam is like so fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Um, and then this was me kind of arguing with someone. Blackbeard has to be the last fight. Metaphorically, it represents how After toppling an oppressive system, people have to choose if they will recreate the same one or create something new. But I don't think Blackbeard has to matter there, because Blackbeard doesn't want to recreate the world government. He wants to make Beehive, but the whole world. Which and then so I talked with people. Puff actually got a funny guy who said, "What do you mean teach is the form of ultimate freedom?" And I was like, "Oh wait, that's not actually like canon. That's just like the accepted thing by most people who are analysis nerds. Wait a minute." So that actually had me do a double take. I kind of disagree with the Blackbeard Eam argument because Blackbeard is being set up as the antithesis of Luffy, but so is Eam in different
Yeah.
ways. Blackbeard is the anti-pirate of Luffy. Like Blackbeard is a mirror. Luffy is Eam is literally like the opposite.
I think it's like one's a foil, the other's a parallel. I guess you could. Well, I guess
Yes.
they're both technically
No, they're
foils.
both foils, but like
Yeah,
one is a parallel, one is literally just like the antithesis.
yeah.
Um,
I guess it's like
and
one's an opposite, the other's a foil.
I think another one I brought up is that teach is just like it makes more sense for the person who controls the whole fucking world and is like constantly oppressing Luffy at every twist and turn to be the final villain more than teach for as cool as he is just one of many strong pirates.
Yeah.
um the only other separate power that Luffy could improve at this point is the voice of all things. Well, that and however the fuck he's gonna hurt the God's Knights. One of the guys getting interrupted frequently is making me tweak. So, Puff, I'm making them tweak by interrupting you.
Yes, you are. You should stop.
To me, all women are special. Good for you. Um, since the boys probably aren't making any more lists, what theories do you wish came true? I like how they ask and then answer in a different comment. um, my personal one was Gear 5 Luffy should have grabbed the giant sword Wano, but punched Kaido with it. That would have been cute. Um, Hi Magneto. What the fuck did we say? Pretty much every Nami backstory theory is dog shit. That's most of them. You guys need to do a One Piece YouTuber tier list. We did, and Puff hid the mean ones.
Yeah. Oh
Puff, you know
man.
what? Puff, I'll include this. You know what aged like wine?
What?
In actively harmful, you put Nux. Ooh, that aged beautifully. Because he is so much more
Oh.
harmful now than he ever was when he was making analysis content.
Oh
Ooh, that
man.
aged so well. That's what I'm bringing up because Nux is just a fucking piece of shit now. Not even just we don't like his videos. He's
Oh.
a bad person. Hitler is a morally great character because he went to art school and got rejected, pretty much. Oh, Puff, someone brought up a good point when we were talking
It's that
about.
they also play Three Houses four times back to back because that's what
Yes,
normal people do.
is it interesting how you tacked on something that they didn't say?
Well, I'm just saying, whenever I replay a game, you're like skeptical as to why I did so.
Not always. It's more so back to
Bayonetta, it
back.
happened. For Fire Emblem, it happened.
Yes, I'm skeptical when it's back to back, and then you give me a reason, and then I
The
usually
game
don't
is
judge you.
fun. The game is fun.
Yeah, but I can still be curious about the
It's a
specifics.
story-based game with 4 routes, so I want to remember all the
No,
details
no,
when
you
I
gave that, and
replay.
that made sense. Which no, Puff. I was just curious because Chas, who played the game before you, didn't do that. Oh, Puff, someone brought up a good point when we were milking. When we were talking about Toei milking Dragon Ball, we just straight up forgot about Daima,
Oh yeah.
which still feeds into what we said though, which is how like I think they're more likely to milk Luffy than to make a Boruto.
Yeah.
Um, I just checked the panel where he has wings. He doesn't
And
still
like
have his
again,
arms.
like
His
even
arms and the
Dragon
wings.
Ball as
These are
an
his two
example
panels.
is like they literally made like 2 Borutos in the original story, and still Goku is still like the main
Yeah.
focus of every spin-off they've made after the original Z ended.
Let's see here. Actually, Gunko got her celestial dragon name. Thank you. Um, what do you think of the Lafitte Hautery theory? I feel like it should be a meme. I don't think it's actually serious. It feels
It's a
like it should be a
fun one
meme.
though. It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. Um, no, there's a second guys. There's two Lafitte wing scenes, then in one he has his arms. Ah. um, Naruto opinions. Oh fucking boy. I guess we'll save this.
Can you just like
um,
send that to me in a
yeah,
DM?
I'll take a screen. Yeah, I'll take a
I'll
screenshot.
add that to
Um,
my notes app list of Naruto
yeah.
opinions.
Someone else sent a Naruto comment that I actually replied to because it was really interesting. When you say Eam represents oppression, Blackbeard represents corrupted fear. freedom. I feel like someone like Dofi would have been the perfect villain because he represents both. No, I think it's better that those are different things.
Yeah.
I think the ultimate representation of corrupted freedom should be different than the person who represents absolute control, because those are opposed things. Shamrock is a bastard theory took a major hit. It didn't just take a major hit. It's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
um, what was the fun Harry Potter movie we saw? The second one.
The Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah. Um, there's also him and Eam having similar eyes. This is about Mihawk being a god knight. I guess Caribou's a god knight.
Yeah. Dude, he's my favorite God Knight.
Let's see here. Best version of a One Piece Boruto epilogue would be like seeing a different character's perspective fan letter style. Hell yeah, I'd like that. Dude, Toei just keeps making fan letters forever, and I am infinitely happy. Um, oh, I think this person commented before they listened to everything we said. Thriller Bark needs 26 episodes at least. It needs a lot. We got how many powers Nero had wrong. Oops a daisy. You guys still haven't done Bad Miraculous. We're gonna wait till the season ends, okay? We gotta milk it.
Yeah.
The video titles are stupid and misleading. This is about the Daigo Knight video, and we watched his response to NC Hammer. Imagine NC Hammer completely debunking you and you having to turn into a semantic nonsense goober to try and counteract him.
Dude,
Imagine that happening to
dude,
you.
if NC Hammer ever made a debunk video of me and like it was actually good, my career is over. I can never recover. I would never be able to recover.
Yeah. Let's see here. A lot of people telling us that the volume released fixed Shamrock. Thank you. You guys are very kind. Um, good luck with Thracia, Puff. Make sure you turn on Paragon mode if you don't want to be tempted to slide into a sewer. What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't know what that means, but that's a very fun. It's such a funny
Oh
fucking thing to
man.
say. Well, I hope you're having fun.
Oh no, I'm having fun. It's a type of game where if you don't save enough like door keys between levels, then you're fucked and you get soft locked.
Puff, I like this Naruto theory because it addresses the thing I was talking about earlier about Orochimaru's confusing drip choices. One of these days, you guys gotta do bad Ben 10 takes. We need to bring in Mocha again.
I would need to like actually like watch all of them. I've only
Was this
seen like two
before
of them.
Daima, or did y'all forget about Daima?
We forgot about Daima.
Fucking oops a daisy. Peace. They're fighting alien gods and tree people. I said Boruto is exploring the peacetime thing. I more so meant the filler where there's a lot of early art, like pre-tuning exam. The anime has a lot of arcs exploring how the peacetime nation is different, and it's interesting. We got two interesting morally gray points. I also wanted to both. Someone brought up how Impel Down. And I think Impel Down is the most morally gray thing Luffy has ever done.
Yeah, definitely, because like they can't all be good people or like
But
misunderstood
also,
people.
what I pointed out is Impel Down, regardless of how evil the people in it are, Impel Down is an objectively corrupt place that should not exist.
It is inhumane, like
Like, it's
obviously.
disgusting. Um, and like we know they're not all fucking Uber pirates. Buggy's in there. Buggy just blew up a lot of empty
No,
houses.
this is a fun thing that I kind of like. I think just like kind of clicked for me like yesterday. It's like it's kind of cool that those celestial dragons who see themselves as gods literally lock up all the criminals in a place they modeled after hell. Like they
Oh, yeah,
actually
that makes sense.
yeah.
And then one thing they brought up that actually is like they said, okay, but Joy Boy might be morally gray, and I agreed, Puff, because if any One Piece characters are morally gray, it's backstory characters.
Yeah.
As I said, Roginate was burning down hospitals, and Hiruluk was turning people into frogs.
It's never the characters people want to point to that are morally ambiguous.
No, it's always Sakazuki. Did all the Konoha 11 and all their friends agree to fuck at the same time so their kids be the same age? This probably doesn't line up with the timeline, but I think it's the easiest solution to say they were teenagers who had sex after winning a war. Possible, but I think my joke is funnier. He's he's like emailing Gara, and Gara's like, Naruto, I don't plan on having a biological kid. Naruto's like, oh, okay. Forward this to Konkuro and Tamari, and Gara's like, Konkuro, you don't have a girlfriend either. And he's like, shut up, Gara.
I'll get one. I'll get one in time for
I'll
the
get one.
mass
And
fight.
Gara's like, I don't know why you want one, man. um, no, we got another commenter saying they read Gara as ace, and I fully buy into that reading. I think that's a valid reading. Let's see here. I don't think BB will be the final villain. Okay. Um, well, I'm sorry. When we separate, the only way for you to keep you safe apart from us is to send you home. Well, that's not true because Shanks eventually becomes a pirate. Borto versus Gohan is closer than you think. No, it's not. Fuck off. I got distracted.
Gohan when?
That's
Like chapter
sorry,
one
sorry.
Gohan?
That's not a comment. I just saw that and got distracted. Um,
Chapter
the
one
deal,
Gohan?
the deal. Let's see here. So I'm pointing out that Buccaneers, maybe it's like humans and giants who were inbreeding for like years and years and years and years. And creates like a very special thing. Humans are monkeys. No, we're not. We're apes. Nice try. Haha.
We don't got
um.
tails. That's a family apart.
Oh, some guy definitely watched us drunk because everything they say don't make sense. I love this one. Give me your thoughts, dudes. I mostly agree with your analysis. Shanks is depressed because he lost his clown, lol. Give credit where it is due. He predicted it months ago. His name is Dawn and Dusk at Luna PN Arts. I don't even know what they predicted. I don't know what the joke is.
Is it
Um,
that they predicted that like Shanks is upset about like not getting to,
I don't know.
go with Buggy?
Oh, and then they say One Piece pushes the boundaries of being a shonen, and they're drunk. I don't care. And then they said, sorry for offending you. Dog, you didn't offend me. I'm just really confused. um, I also started playing Fire Emblem. Good. I hope you have fun. Zoro's last opponent will be Tashigi, not Mihawk. This is a good theory. Nami would probably sell the snow fruit if she found it. That's also true.
Yeah.
Um, Morge gave us horrible opinions in his last stream. I replied to this, but Morge said Hancock is no different than Doflamingo in terms of being cruel to people. The only reason people look past it is because they're
What?
horny. No,
Okay,
like
Boa,
it's
like we
like
talked about like earlier in this video, like Boa's not perfect, but like she's not Doflamingo.
no,
What?
like Hancock is like she's crueler to her civilians than she should be, but it's out of wanting to protect herself and her family. Like it's out of genuine care. And also, oh no, she kicks kittens and puppies and they live. So I don't give a shit.
Okay,
It's a
like
funny joke.
let's even compare like the Corda Coliseum to the Coliseum in the Amazon Lily. That was in Amazon Lily. It seems that like most of the fights that happen there are like consensual, like sparring matches to like determine who's the cooler warrior, not battles to the death between prisoners. And also, there's no like toy
Oh, I mean,
slave
Luffy's was a battle to the
subclass.
death as a prisoner. To
Yeah,
be
but like that's
fair,
because he was like literally like a trespasser in the country, not like a
yes.
normal citizen. Also,
Also, he won.
there's no toy slave subclass of people.
No, it's so deranged. Hancock is like a cruel leader out of a misguided attempt to protect the people close to her. Dofi's just evil. I pointed out that Hancock's honestly closer to Katakuri, and even then, Katakuri killing those chefs is more petty than anything Hancock's done.
Yeah.
Someone brought up moral gray, and what they pointed out is that while One Piece isn't morally gray, it's more accurate to say that there's moral ambiguity in the sense that there are no really good teams and bad teams outside of like the Straw Hats.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I think I said this in an early video. Like, One Piece will tell you to be skeptical of titles and like who has
Yes.
what title and like why they are labeled that. So like you can be a good person or a bad person no matter what your label is because it's meant to be arbitrary. You're meant to be skeptical of stuff like that in the story.
Yeah.
But like as for like it was this like a good person or a bad person? There's usually a clear cut answer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Puff, we got a funny comment. Discounting the Usopp to Untata connection by saying that his botany skills are just from Heracles feels like an insult to Kuma, who obviously researched the crew and chose their destinations, very specifically outside of Brook, because he was new. Here's what I would say to that. He didn't research that hard. He sent the swordsman to the greatest swordsman, the navigator to weather researchers, the cook to his friend who's a chef, and he sent the sniper to a place where he can get good ammo. He did not think that hard about
Like
it.
even then, like if he was intentionally like trying to get like a training arc for Usopp, maybe it's like all right. this is a very dangerous island. This boy will shape up if he lives in the jungle Tarzan style. And I know that there's this nice guy named Heracles who lives there. Maybe he'll give him a hand.
Oh, this guy's being such a smartass. Heracles grew up a botanist and spent years on the archipelago mastering pop greens, but Kuma just arbitrarily sent that Usopp, who had no prior botany skills, could survive there and get Heracles in to teach him about pop greens. What's your other float your boat? Yes, pop greens are good sniper weapons, so he sent the sniper there. And then the fact that it's deadly and Usopp might die is the point.
Yeah.
Usopp needs to get stronger.
Also, again,
And then
this is like assuming that this was intentional on Kuma's part.
I feel like some at least have. It'd be funny if for Usopp he's like, it might work.
Yeah.
Like for Zoro, he's like, Kuma seems like a good place. I like that idea. And then he's like, Sanji, oh, Eva can cook, right? That's a good idea. Nami, like, Bavaria, she's a navigator, right? He gets to Usopp and he's like,
Well, like
hmm.
that's the thing. Like this was like intentional on his part. Why would he not send them all to the same place?
No, I think it makes sense to send them to different places. I think he was on purpose. Is this a re-upload? No, we just yap a lot. Um, you guys should read Gachi Akuta. I have been because it's by a Soul Eater assistant, or a Fire Force assistant. It's so fun. The fact that I don't even need to look at the screen is so good. Good for you. Infernape caught me off guard, as it should.
It caught me off guard too. I was like, when did that get added to the soundboard?
I think a fun idea would be to look back at every potential character fans latched on to theorizing and talk about what would happen if they joined. That sounds like a good what if. And then I don't worry, Puff. I'm a good shill. I said, go watch the video where we actually did rank Straw Hat candidates.
You should have sent a link to it.
I just said it's on the channel. This is the super long Naruto comment that I got. They actually said some interesting stuff. Um, I replied in tow. Um, I know Daigo Knight. He explicitly does those titles for clickbait. He has some videos he likes to make, like his rewrite series, but most of his videos are self-admitted algorithm schlop to make money. And then I said, like the first change he makes in his rewrite is removing the Naruto Sasuke kiss, and yet he has the gall to criticize the original series. Why would you remove the Naruto Sasuke kiss? Are you a coward? Yeah, I know. And then I said Kagi is good, not gonna lie, and he would vehemently disagree, which I know he does, and he's wrong. Kagi is good. Um,
She's all
my
right.
cope theory is that Usopp will find a long-barreled pistol made Mjolnir. I don't want him to get a gun. Um,
Slingshot boy all the way.
It'd be funny if Sakazuki turned into a smothering helicopter dad around Hibari. That'd be cute. I don't think he'd be able to drop his guard that much, but I could see him. I see him doing like needlessly cute things, like when he sends Hibari a letter. There's like a heart at the end.
Yeah, no, I can. That'd be funny to imagine.
Puff's carrot experience is extremely jealous over the crab. You're betraying them. No, Puff, that's what's funny. Talking over each other. Mainly the person, not Puff. I'm gonna fucking fight you, dog. How dare you? I like how I get blamed because I have better internet, so you lag more than me.
I'm sorry, Shiki, but you're the villain here. You're the
No,
villain.
oh no, and then in this specific video, I did yell over you a lot, but that's because you were literally drunk and talking incoherently sometimes. The best one is actually the crab one, when I realized it was not related to anything. You just started yapping about crabs for no fucking
Dude,
reason.
crabs taste good, man. You gotta try them more often.
No, I know, Puff. It got me so mad because you brought it up in the middle of a conversation. I was like, oh, this is an analogy. And no, you just wanted to talk about crab. That was very funny.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we're done. This is a long Puff. If were you recording my screen? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm recording the
Okay,
screen.
can you just crop it so it's only the comments?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Thank you.
So again, next week or week after, whenever we're gonna do chosen oneness tier list, it's gonna be kind of like the harder versus natural talent alignment chart we did, which are like
Yeah, I do like that.
yapping about like in universe like special boy rules, pretty much.
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah,
very similar.
yeah.
All right, we're done.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, no problem. I just wanted you to crop the comments because one, it's my personal account, so the letter is my first name. And then second, and more importantly, I don't want people seeing my feed. The secret.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Yep.